This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight my friends and I are going to delve into the Doctor Who role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is Truth Seeker. It was written by Josh Harwood, who is also our narrator. So without any further delays, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Josh?
Thank you, Doctor. Well, you have all been on a few adventures. You've left one behind to do their duty. One has gone back home to their husband. And you've gained two stragglers. One, an ex-companion, Harry Sullivan, a very fond man who didn't want to travel with the Doctor much anymore, but has for some reason decided to join again.
Orders is orders.
Orders are orders. Yes, indeed. And a young, brilliant Xenostudy student stumbled into the TARDIS and has been with them since. You can introduce yourself before I continue if you want. We cannot hear you.
The educational opportunities that are presented by this enigmatic fellow and his remarkable device can hardly be ignored. When I decided that I would piggyback in the TARDIS, however, I did recognize that he frequently found himself in circumstances that were physically extremely dangerous. But it's interesting. And my family has no idea where I am.
That's always good, Lorian. Well, so you are all in the TARDIS as per usual. Just doing whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. Lorian's probably studying, Bronte's probably being Bronte, Zaki's polishing his gun or weapon or whatever. Harry is... I don't know what Harry's doing. What is Harry doing? I'm going to ask Harry.
I'm probably having a look at the place after it's had a redo, and looking for that thermic regulator that I twisted so hard last time. Going, yeah, that took us up to Nerva, but yeah, remember, don't turn it so hard. But...
Yes, indeed. And this is a new face for you as well. A new one of many faces. You've seen quite a few faces.
Yeah, the brig told me he changes every so often, or she changes every so often.
Yes. And then the Doctor doing Doctor things.
Well, I am particularly interested in seeing if I can track down what that voice might have meant five adventures ago.
Yes, you've probably been pondering this the entire time, trying to get to the bottom.
Looking for clues, checking for irregularities.
Well, as you're doing that, you don't know what's been going on with everything recently, but all of a sudden you get like a notification that just out of nowhere. You have mail.
That hasn't worked for years. Must be 1980s that it's coming from. I'll go check the mail service area.
I'm just gonna just randomly there is a mailbox that has appeared out of nowhere.
Just a mailbox. Open it up, reach inside, pull out the mail. Scan the mail.
So and it's it's a letter. It's a letter, and it just go and it's very short and sweet. It's just, Doctor, I'm your number one fan. You need to come and visit me. I'm at these coordinates. Come and see me. I need to talk to you urgently.
Does it have a signature?
No, it doesn't sign. Well, it does. It signs off your number one fan.
Ah, my number one fan. That could be any one of 14,950 people. I'm not bragging. I will immediately do a bioscan, uh, elementary scan to see if I can identify where the dust particles originated. And I'll also
Okay.
look up the name of the planet that corresponds to the coordinates.
Okay. Let's start off with one. Let's get an ingenuity and knowledge roll from you.
Ingenuity. So do I add ingenuity and knowledge?
Yeah, and then you roll your 2d6.
I can assist, yes?
Yes,
I got,
if you want.
and we're supposed to get under. Or over.
I forgot to tell you the difficulty. That would help it. You need to get over the difficulty. It's only a 10. So
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
so you
Okay,
just gotta get
so
over.
I got over by 1.
Okay, that's fine. And we could say if let's say Lauren helped you, that would add a +2, so you'd be healthily over that threshold.
Right.
I will just say, just for audience and everything, before I continue that, some difficulties I set, like in the previous episode, I set a difficulty that was really high. That's like that to balance the system so that things aren't too overpowered, because the Doctor themselves could be seen as a very overpowered entity.
Know
So
everything.
the system So the system is the difficulty system tries to uh help with that
All
by
right.
making
So I pass it by 1
we
point.
yes. So yeah, it's from Earth, and more specifically 2023 Earth.
2023. Oh God. We were in the midst of crisis. I'll say set a course for Earth, and everything lurches to the side.
Yes.
Always get worried when I hear that phrase "number one fan." My ankles hurt for some reason.
And so we fly through time and space and
You
land.
fly through time and space. What is everyone doing while, even though you'll technically get there quite quickly, what is everyone doing? What is everyone else doing while this? Like, a random mailbox has sort of just appeared. I don't think any of you have seen it before, so it's
Happens all the time. It's not for a while.
Yeah, the last time I've heard of a number one fan, I was listening to some very, very old music, and somebody met their number one fan, and it didn't end very well for that musician specifically. So
Oh,
I'm a little bit afraid about this number one fan.
well, it's usually because the person being worshipped is not what they expected them to be. I am always exactly what everyone expects me to be.
I'm trying to remember what I know historically about the early part of the 21st century. I know there had already been a couple of genocidal wars.
No.
There hadn't been a great deal of nuclear conflict yet.
Well, as a historian, I could tell you everything about the 2023 year.
Good. What can we expect?
and you
I
just
think-
fill them all in.
Yeah, I will just recite everything about 2023.
Oh,
That seems awful.
There have
Spoilers.
been worse years.
It is in spoilers for you.
I mean, 2025, for example. Whew.
mm.
We don't talk about that because once we talk about it, then it has to be that way.
Yeah, exactly. Don't time lock it.
Don't mention 2025.
Okay. So the TARDIS materializes. So what do you do?
Are we in London?
You're not sure.
Why don't you have windows on this thing or a periscope? It seems like it'd
Well,
be
I
very
mean, we do
helpful to
have
know
a.
where you.
If you want to see, just
Yeah,
open up the door.
Well, there's
and
the
there are
view screen
screens.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a view screen.
So I think it would be prudent before we just hopped out into whatever's going on to have a look. See what?
Oh, where's the adventure in that? And I'll walk over and I'll do what I'll peek out the door the way Doctor always says.
As you peek through the door, a man that the best way to describe it is the man looks very much like Matthew Sanderson.
Oh my God.
Matthew, we haven't played games together in so many centuries. The game master. Oh,
And he's just
Flashbacks.
staring at you, waiting patiently by the door.
does it seem like he's noticed that the TARDIS suddenly appeared?
It almost looks like he's been expecting it to appear.
Okay, well that makes more sense because usually there's a what is it called? There's a filter on it so that people don't quite notice that it's a
Yes.
police box where it's not supposed to be.
And from that glance, you appear to be in
Hello.
like the living room.
So I'll be like, "Hello,
It's you. You're really here.
yes, I'm the doctor. Are you? And you are?
I'm your biggest fan." And
Ah.
he goes to shake your hand.
I'll go to shake his hand.
And this is
Yeah.
your dwelling? Those are extremely specific coordinates.
Yes. Yes, I had to wait. You notice there's like banners saying "Welcome, Doctor."
These are my companions.
No, you don't need to introduce. It's Lorian Quaid Marks the Third.
Oh, yes. And who are we addressing?
Doesn't matter about it's Bronte. Traveled with him for so long.
Hello.
So great to see you. And you. He points to Zaki, and the face looks like there's a tear going down his eye, but it's like, it's good to meet you. And he bows to Harry Sullivan. God, you're a legend. You're a legend.
Well, I'm afraid you've got us at a disadvantage. Tell us something about yourself. You're obviously did you imply just now that you've already met us before?
Oh, I know. I know everything about you.
How?
I know more than you think. I even know what you're going to do.
Oh, well, don't tell us that.
Well, I know I can't tell you that because then it becomes messy.
You said there was something urgent that you required the doctor's help with?
Yes, very urgent. You notice that as soon as you actually look around, this is quite a big house. A very big house. There's lots of you notice there's lots of birds freely flying around. Lots of
house?
birds. Yeah, in the house.
Big birds,
Sounds like a
little
place I could
birds.
like.
Finch, parrots.
Yeah, lots of parrots, lots of every kind of. You sort of notice there's loads of different kinds of birds, and
Your name might not be Avery, is it?
No, 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 no. You just follow me. Would you like some tea?
Tea would be nice. I will actually. Do you make coffee?
Yes, I can make coffee. Yes.
Yes, this current iteration likes coffee more than tea.
An
Uh,
imposter.
I will lock up the TARDIS.
Okay. I'll quickly go to the kitchen, and he wanders off, and then he's only gone for like a minute. He's like, and then he comes back. Don't worry, my wife is making the drink, so I will.
So, can we guess then that you're from our future, where we meet, where we've worked together?
Oh no, no, no! I'm from now.
So, tell us, how do you know all about us?
I just know. I know things. Things come to me.
What
I'm
do you mean
able
they come
to.
to you?
Uh, I'm just able to view things other people are not able to.
Hmm.
I sometimes find myself in places I wouldn't normally find myself.
Hmm. Well, you said you're our biggest fan. Did you have something to tell us or something you need done? And as I sort of walk around looking at the knickknacks and things like that, as soon as his back is kind of addressing everyone else, I will scan him just to see what we're dealing with here.
Uh, yeah, I won't make you. All scans are showing human.
Okay.
Um, and you'll all notice. The more you look, the more you notice. There's lots of like little knickknacks of like various things from the Doctor's past, and even Harry. There's things that you'll recognize, and knickknacks from Sarah Jane, and then there's like redacted documents that are signed to like unit that are like framed to the wall.
That's where that time ring ended up. Yeah.
And there's little bits of artifacts related to all the companions. The more you look, if you go into any rooms, even to all you guys, there's little knickknacks.
Hmm. Interesting.
If I'm not, this fellow recognizes me. I'm not to be born for another 1,000 years, so he would seem to be uh, in command of information that is dangerous, to say the least. What do you think?
Well, he's got to have a source of information that he's getting. I mean, he's acting as if he's been watching us and, you know, collecting collectibles, but that doesn't seem possible. Best to
Yes.
just continue to observe and see what we can see.
Oh, uh, Dr. Sullivan, or are you? What do you go by at the minute?
Currently, hopefully that means I get a promotion at some point as Sergeant Lieutenant. I have been for a long time now.
Um, yeah, ignore what I ignore that. Um, yes,
Nor what?
no, yes, exactly. Um, to be safe, I'll just Mr. Sullivan. I even got this, and he shows you like a. This is gonna freak you. It's like fragments of your hair in like a little bag,
Oh my!
and
I know they keep for quite a while.
and he shows you like this letter that you correspondence letter between you and Sarah Jane, keeping in touch
Mhm.
over the years, and he's even got a picture of when all the previous companions have met, like the but You notice something odd though. You notice that you're older in that photo. You look
Well,
old.
that's good. That means I don't die yet. So this is a good thing.
Buddy, you can collect my hair. Just stay above the equator.
Yes, Miss Carla. Come with me. I can show you something. Come with me.
Hmm. Okay.
If they go into another room, I'm going to once again start checking things to see authenticity. If these are reproductions of things that we've left behind, or if somehow he's managed to, I mean, I'll look for some object that he couldn't possibly have the original.
Okay. Everything you scan up until everything you scan up until one thing.
Okay.
There's one thing that I'll make you roll for. Everything seems legit, like they are legitimate, the legitimate things. Bronte, he takes you into a room, and there's like loads of outfits. There's like the Fourth Doctor's outfit in there, scarf, and all scarf, hat, and even a it looks a little bit rank, but it's like a little pot of jelly babies that are in there that look like they've been in there for a long time, a bit too long. Um, and then he takes you, and he keeps taking you down, and then you end up down this long corridor, and there's like loads of so wherever you are, it must be like you must be in like a mansion or something. You can surmise,
Sure.
but this long corridor. There's like loads of glass cabinets, and on one side it's like outfits of all the companions that he's had, and he brings you to yours. It's like, look,
Oh my God. Whoever wore this must have been the most fashionable person in the galaxy. Now, sir, I hope you don't mind me asking, but are we inside of your own TARDIS right now?
oh no, it's just it's my mansion. I
Oh,
inherited it
okay, okay, okay.
a little while ago.
I was just thinking it's a pretty big house.
Yeah, yes, it is a big house. It's sometimes a bit too big, but between me and my wife and a couple of trusted friends, we keep it very clean and tidy.
Nice.
Uh,
Well, I mean, I've already formulated several theories as to what exactly you are and how you know so much about us. So I guess I'll try some of them. So my number one theory is that you somehow captured a TARDIS and were able to figure out the Doctor's nature by capturing his vehicle in the future, our future, not the actual future. Is that
What?
correct?
No,
Fuck.
I as I said, I just see things.
I'll
Well,
come back in where he is now. I'll be like, how do we address you? I can't just say, hey, you.
Okay,
What's your name?
before he says his name, which I think might be obvious at this point what his name might be, but but I'll go back to that what role I want you to do, Tom, for when you were going round. So I just want you to do another ingenuity and knowledge roll for me. The difficulty is 15, though.
Okay, this time I only got 6 total.
6 in total.
Yeah, no ones or sixes.
Is that with adding your attribute skills
Oh
and the
wait,
2d6s?
hold on. I forgot about that. Uh
I was about to
8.
say that seems a bit low because I know
Yeah,
what your ingenuity is.
I'd have a 10 on that before I rolled the
No,
dice. So
I got a 20 actually.
I was about to say. I think your ingenuity is like 8 or something like that. So
Yeah, it's 8. My knowledge is 6.
Um, so there's one thing in there. One like it's like a golden horn of some kind. You vaguely remember it from you, and you're like, there's no way this person can be in hold of this. No way. And yet it's authentic.
I mean, he's got to be. This doesn't make sense. He's got to have some means to follow us around. It would mean that he's going to each location after we've been there and taking things. But I don't think that that's possible unless, like, he had a TARDIS.
Or
Even
times
then, yeah. Or something like Zach has, yeah, his armband,
Vortex manipulate.
vortex manipulator.
Um,
So that's then when I'll go walking in there and say,
yeah, I was about to say.
what are we going to call you? How do we call what name do we use for you?
Well, if we're going formalities, it's Sir Matthew Sanderson, but just call me Matthew
weird name.
Interesting.
or Matt. I don't mind either one. It's fine.
Oh, Matt, you've got us stumped. How do you have all of these things? You've been following us around, collecting them.
I as I keep saying, I see things. Sometimes I stumble across them. Sometimes when I'm in another plane, I find them. Sometimes they just turn up.
How do you get to another plane?
I don't know. I just find myself there.
So something is drawing you to us. Have you seen our adventures? Do they present themselves to you like you're an invisible participant?
I've seen things from uh your many battles with Cybermen and Autons and Daleks and Silurians.
And you see them when you sleep or when you're awake or just all of a sudden you're seeing them?
A bit of everything, and sometimes my wife even joins me, and sometimes my friends join me, and it's very surreal.
Does it smell like coffee yet?
Yes, as that happens, his wife comes through, and ah, hello, hello everyone, and pops it down.
Very nice to meet you, miss. What's your name?
You know where this is going, don't you?
Tiffany.
Vaguely
Is it?
American accent.
Yes, Tiffany. Yes, there is an American accent. I gotta keep with the theme. I've gone with this. We're sticking with it.
And why are there chickens running around?
Lots of birds.
Cockatiels.
There's birds everywhere.
I see.
So again, your message that you mailed, how did you direct that? What address did you use?
I just I held it in my hand, thought about sending it to you, and then it teleported to you.
Well, from what I hear about your experiences with the Postal Service, that seems like a more efficient method.
Not one of those Time Lord tricks of having a white box that they can project to someone. I'm sure that's something I've read in the file.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on here. So you said there was something urgent. Did you just want to say hello?
Oh, yes. Yes, dear. Sorry, I just got caught up in everything to seeing you and all of you and no. My two friends, the ones that I was talking about that I trust for this place. Um they've gone missing. I haven't seen them in about a week. And it's not like them. We check in all the time. They come here. They help with the cleaning. Um, we do have a few other people that we pay because I open it up as a museum because there are some real fanatics out there who really like the man in the blue box.
Looking around, I didn't see anything that I would consider dangerous, did I?
You did, but those things you noticed were not dangerous anymore.
Hmm.
So rendered. But there's definitely there's a Dalek arm there. Like the actual sucker bit.
I'd be much more worried about a Cyberman arm.
Yeah.
Reconstruct from pieces.
There is a cyber head, but looking at it is literally just the shell. There's nothing in there, so.
Small box of Vashta Narada.
Well, there's Vashta Narada everywhere.
Well, that's true. Only where they're concentrated.
Everywhere there's a book, there's a
So
Vashta
I'm sorry.
Narada.
So who now is missing? Your
My friends. No, fuck this.
well,
I've got to stick to the bit. My friends,
Paul.
no, no. My friends, Josh and Stuart.
Oh my.
strange names. uh well, where did you see them last? Do you think there's something weird going on?
Well, they went to go meet they went to go meet one of the people who helps with the exhibits, Paul Fricker, and yes, they I haven't seen them since. I haven't heard from Paul either.
You're the one who sees and collects things from all over time and space. How do you suppose that we can assist you when you have this remarkable capacity on your own?
Well, that's the thing. I thought maybe I can try everything, use whatever's going on with me to find it. I just nothing. I can't
Is
get a
it
hold
that
of them.
you can't control the ability that you have?
I don't know what it is.
All
And
right.
you you open up your residence and these displays about us to the general population?
Oh yes. It brings in a crowd. Yeah.
So there are other people who in the 21st century who know who I am?
Oh yes. Most 98% of them think it's fake, basically. So
Extraordinary.
Why would they be interested, though? I mean, we should be nobody to the rest of the world. Most people have never heard of us.
you've he goes in, brings out his laptop, sets it up to a screen that comes down, and it's a massive projector. And he's just like, right, and he starts to type. Well, there's a whole Reddit page, web page, all to the man in the blue box. It's all about you. Someone started the website years ago, and yeah, it just keeps getting popular and popular. And then the Reddit threads are always people trying to get sightings of the blue box, and
I see. So, oh, relatively little danger there. They don't believe that your objects are real.
no,
They think
most
that
people just think they're fabricated.
they think through Reddit that this is all just make believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that a lot. All right, so let's get down to finding your friends, finding what happened to them. Uh, excuse us for a few moments. We'll be back in a minute. And we need to all get into the TARDIS.
Oh, okay. And he just waits patiently.
All right.
He
So
actually
when we
walks up
get
to the
it,
TARDIS door and just waits 5 hours.
yeah, when we get inside, and we'll tell just a moment and close the door. Something is bizarre here. Um, I was aware that a few people, of course, I have met people through time, were vaguely aware, but most people thought they were harmless eccentrics who thought that I existed. Very few people actually knew about it, and what he's doing, this museum thing, it's still the same thing. Nobody's going to believe, unless I've actually encountered the person who's visiting the museum. Uh, I, I mean, he was able to contact us in the ship. The TARDIS brought us here. The TARDIS thinks there's something wrong. We'll
It,
have to figure it out.
it seems like we must be in some extremely self-referential pocket universe.
I was kind of worried about that too. If he started showing video transmissions or TV shows with us in them, I would have been really surprised.
I
Well,
was, yeah, I was thinking it sounds almost like a fan to a TV series that if he
Mhm.
has got all these props and costumes, or yeah, this seems very much almost some. Well, there's reference to a space museum in the file, from again, if I remember right.
I mean, if we are going for that theory, the sort of narrativized theory, then wouldn't that mean that this dimension that we're in right now is sort of, for lack of a better word, above our current dimension, and as a result, any narrative mistakes we make here could vastly, like if we accidentally came across the videotape of our TV show or something and wrote something into it or whatever, it would change the whole universe and it could be a disaster.
Yeah, well, let's try not to change anything, but I don't know. This is something that I've never experienced before.
I was thinking of asking Matt if they would be willing to part with some of their collection. I kind of am creeped out seeing all of my suits. Uh,
I
probably
uh,
they have something of value to us.
I
Technically,
didn't
it's
really see
ours.
anything like that. I think that almost all of it's authentic, but at the same time, it's been rendered inert. There's no danger of them accidentally building a Dalek
Yeah,
or
that key to
anything
time in
like
the
that.
cabinet was definitely a fake. Yeah.
But it's like, how does he know all about us and we don't know anything about him?
Usually things that happen later know about things that happened previously and not the other way around.
Right.
We could exist inside his mind. Maybe that's where our dimension exists.
Well, then we've somehow gotten trapped in this little pocket. We need to find our way out. And probably the easiest way to do that is to do what he wants. Let's see if we can find his friends. And in the process, we might stumble across the answer to what's really going on here. Just everybody
Certainly
be
is
careful.
certainly vague enough about what happened to these people. They live in the house and clean it and help with the museum. And why did they go to see this other fellow?
Yeah. Let's just hope he's not collecting us.
Well, the house is big enough. I'm worried that 2 floors below the costume room, there's a freeze-dried us room.
Sealed in original packaging.
Oh, that's disturbing.
But that also puts another question here. Probably, if we are in a pocket dimension, we might not be from this universe, so there might still be another doctor and another me and another version of all of you that walks around in this dimension, and they are the actual owners of those items.
Well, I suppose that sort of thing is possible, but we are what we think we are. So even if we're not who we think that we are, we still function as if we were. So let's just be the doctor, be the companions, and do what we need to do. Let's not Rick and Morty this whole thing.
Well, Lorian, you and I have to take notes because this is some weird ass shit.
Yes. I've got my recording device. Let's see what we can make of it. Where do you suppose we are on Earth right now?
Well,
how far away can his friends have gotten?
from the accent, I can say that we're probably either in England or America.
Huh.
Yeah, we're almost definitely in England, probably London. I just don't know if we could see a street outside. We can go outside and see what this nearest street is, and then we just look it up, find it on the map. I hope we're not from that horrible place called Boston in the United Kingdom. There was a crazy churchman there. All right, so let's go back out of the TARDIS. I will.
Okay.
Maybe we need to change into clothes that are appropriate for 1982. Wait, I'm sorry, 1923. I'm sorry, 2023.
The current year.
Suddenly a mass wardrobe change several times over.
Doctor just goes in and out of the wardrobe as he's like, oh, no, it's this year. No.
That's happened before.
Before you guys go any further, when you eventually get changed, whatever you're doing, you go back out into the house. Can you all do me an awareness intuition check, please?
There's 3 intuition. So I start with 7.
Oh, and it's a difficulty of 18.
Oh, then no.
I can't see intuition. Is that not a skill everyone has?
It's 5 down in skills on mine.
It'll be different for you. I need to get your thing and tell you because there are a few skills that are different for your
Yeah, I failed with no ones. Looks like Victor failed with a 1.
I've forgotten that roll. I got double ones.
Oh.
I failed with a 1.
Failed with the 1 as well.
Oh.
So my intuition is out the window.
Yeah, I forgot your intuition. It's not a skill on the old. So just set it for you as 3, Harry, because that's general human intuition.
3 and 3, so plus 6. And so 6.
Yeah, remember, if you get any 1s or 6s, very important.
Apparently, Bronte, I'm the fake.
So what was the target number?
18.
No hope in hell.
Okay, so who succeeded? Anyone succeeds. And Thom got double ones. Okay. Okay, you all leave, and so there's 2 ways this could have gone. It would have been a more pleasant experience if you passed, but it's not. So, especially Thom, but I'll come to you in a second, Doctor. The rest of you, as soon as you enter, it starts off as like a tiny bell sound, like a ding, 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 ding. But it doesn't look like Matt is hearing it because he's just staring at you normally. But it's like a ding, ding, like it's in the back of your head rather than in the room. And it gets louder, ding, 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 and quicker, ding, ding. And it just becomes really irritating and it just starts to hurt your head. And it just disappears. And then it starts again. And it seems to then match your heartbeat.
I'm I want to get back in the TARDIS.
Are we
Okay.
all? We're all hearing this, but Matt's not.
Yes, but yours is different, Doctor. I will come to you in a second. So,
Double.
Bronte, while you're hearing this, you go into the TARDIS. When you go into the TARDIS, it starts to fade away, but it's still faint in there, but it has faded.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to be here.
But it doesn't last for long. It doesn't last for long for you guys. It does stop eventually. Um, I need you all. I need you all to just make note that you because keep your base resolve just so you don't lose it unless but lose one resolve, all four of you, because it is your health. Your attributes act as your health. Um, but keep your base one so you know what you started with. But that's why there's circles. Like so, if you printed it out or whatever, you can. But otherwise, just make a note that you're on. For some of you, it might be two resolve, but just make sure you remember your original number.
If we
Thom,
are called upon to make a roll, do we use the current or the max value?
you use the current one while still within this section, basically. Thom, the doctor, you hearing the same thing, but then it becomes like this screeching bell sound, like it's the metal of it's grating, and it's just proper hitting at you, and you start to get a massive headache. You end up on the ground in agony,
My
and
heart's.
yeah, your hearts are going super, and then it starts matching your hearts. And it's weird because it's matching both hearts and it's two separate beats and it's even more intimidating. And then it just stops and you're gonna lose. So remember your base. You're gonna lose one to awareness and one to resolve. And there might even be a bit of blood like trickling out of your ear.
Oh,
And Matt doesn't seem disturbed by this at all. Doesn't seem to have
No,
experienced it. How did he
he's
respond to the doctor collapsing?
very worried. He comes over to the doctor. He's like, "Are you okay?" But obviously, at that moment, the doctor can't really hear anything other than
what?
this.
Yeah. What was that? Harry.
I'll go over and do an examination. I'm a medical doctor after all.
Oh, the sound. Did you hear the sound?
Evidently not as badly as you. My ears aren't bleeding, but I heard something.
It was deafening.
It 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 seemed like an announcement inside a system, if you know what I mean. As though we were. Have you ever had, uh, you know, you were dreaming and then something in the real world happens and the thing from the real world intrudes on your dream and you misunderstand it?
Yeah,
It felt like that, except obviously if it could cause tissue damage, it's rather more serious. I don't.
something's very wrong here.
Can
Let's do
I?
some reconnaissance. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna lean out of the door and just say, it went away when I went back into the TARDIS. I think it might be some sort of like we are on the wrong plane of reality issue, and it's killing us to be here.
So, can I make the statement that the TARDIS shouldn't be able to jump from one universe to another? I know it's done it a couple times on the show, but
Yes. Um, the assumption is, I'll use Pete's world as an example. which is where obviously Rose ends up. Pizza. I'll use that as an example.
Right.
That can only happen when there's that window to come through,
The
which very
nexus, yeah,
rarely.
between two realities. So we
And then
shouldn't
the only other way to
actually.
connect is through echoes, but you can't really. It's hard to cross into.
We shouldn't be able to switch from one universe to another, one dimension to another, without there being, I mean, some obvious, universe shattering consequences. Um, I mean, it would take more energy than supernova going off to generate that kind of portal. It's happened only once that I know of, but that was closed and it can't reopen. Um, I don't know. Something else must be going on here. I don't think that we're in another universe. I think that if I can say it without Matt hearing, I'll be like, I think we're in some sort of trap. But I don't know that for sure. And Matt might not know that he's part of it.
Yeah, I don't get
Something.
an impression of any malice from the fellow, but I don't understand how we can be minor celebrities a millennium before we exist.
Yeah,
And
it seems like a weird distraction. It's keeping us from realizing what the truth is. We just have to wait and see if we can figure out what's going on and stop it or reverse it or something. I'm going to go and walk over to the front door.
Yes.
I'm going to open the front door and look out. Is there a yard?
There is a yard. There's lots of chickens walking around.
Okay. Can we see it? Can I see a road?
Yeah, you can see a road, and you seemingly are on a hill.
Okay.
But now that you're out, and if any like your scanner, you can pick up where you're from. You can, when you're Sonic, you just like, it gives you some readings, and going by the readings, you should be in like Milton Keynes. But if you mention that to, if you mention this to Bronte or Lorian, this doesn't match. The outside here does not match. Even looking out from this hill, it doesn't match what that should look like in this time.
is it underdeveloped or overdeveloped, or how close are the nearest residences? Are there flying cars? Is
Well,
there
it looks like 2023, and there's no flying cars or anything, but this giant mansion, this really giant mansion, the more you look at it, the more you realize how big it is on a hill. Like here seems out of place.
When you
There's
say
a
it's a
giant clock tower in the middle of like, because you can see down into the city, and there's a giant clock tower that shadows over the place.
when you say it's a big mansion, are we talking Versailles or are we talking, something just smaller, 30 rooms or
No, I'm talking huge. Like
like
there
Versailles?
could be like 500 rooms.
So,
That's how big this place is.
all right. Matt doesn't seem like a rich person though, huh?
No, seems like a down to earth person.
oh,
I'm
we have
kind of curious if he ever opened that safe that was in his closet. Uh,
he's titled. What do titles mean in the 21st century? And wasn't there, weren't the Stuarts royalty? Maybe his friend is the king.
Stewart. Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think that's very likely.
Oh God, terrible. That was
That's
actually pretty good.
that's the Groaner of the Year award right there.
All the Hollywood be furious.
It's
Uh,
lucky
The
she
fan,
wasn't here.
the fan mail complaint from a certain Holly B just goes and bounces off his head.
Um, right. Yes. Well, I think barring another instance of that alarm, I think that the doctor is right that the sooner we can find this fellow's friends, we can return to our plane that makes more sense.
Oh, wait a minute. The bell sound, and there's a clock tower.
yeah.
Those usually contain bells in them.
For me though, it was a high screeching sounding
Hmm.
bell. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if
Big
we're in the
bells are
wrong
usually pretty
medium,
low.
it's true. They're based so they can carry over distance. They're meant to collect small communities in primitive times like this.
Did it ring like a clock? Like 12 rings and then stop? Or did it just keep ringing and ringing and ringing?
It it seemed well, it wasn't more like it sounded like an actual like bell in your and to before review it might have seemed like it was 12 or 13 rings or something like that, like it was small but a manageable amount of rings. But for you, Doctor, it's too sporadic, too quick.
Yeah, I was too busy in pain
Yeah.
to uh
Too frantic is, yeah, that's a better word, frantic.
I'll go back in. I'll be like, Matt, did your friends go missing here in the house?
And no, 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 no. They went to Paul and Scott's place. It's actually a bit. It's actually in London.
Poland Scott's place. Is that a tavern?
No, it's their names. Paul, Paul Fricker and Scott Dorwood. They live in a nice little quaint house
And you said you
just in
haven't
the.
heard from them either?
And no, I tried to get hold of them. They run
Did
like
you?
an antique shop out of their house as well. So,
How distant is London from here?
I don't know the specifics for Milton Keynes. How far, Matt?
About 50 mile.
Yeah, about 50 miles.
And this is
What's a mile?
yeah. And are we
A
this
little bit longer than a kilometer.
this is this a horse and buggy thing or
No, they're right on the verge of flying cars, but they won't get those for another 10 years. Uh,
Spoilers.
2023.
yeah, I apologize, Ben. I spent, my academic training is mostly about other species, and I know surprising little about my own. So do you
Um,
want to come with us to London and look at Scott and Paul's antique emporium? Or do you
Oh,
need to
oh,
stay here with the chickens?
I need to stay here with my wife and keep an eye on everything.
so where was the last place you saw them? When was the last you heard from them?
Uh, just when they were about 10, 15 minutes away. They said they'll get back to me
So they were
after
on their
they'd
way
picked in.
here.
No, no, no. On their way to Paul and Scott's place. They rang me back just to update me that they were nearly there, and I never heard from them. It's been
Well,
a long time.
it'd be faster if we take the TARDIS.
Fair enough. Safer too, right?
I'm going to ask Matt if he knows anything about that specific tower pointing in the distance.
Oh, but the clock tower. That's not really a clock tower. Yeah. They,
What is it?
but, well, it's a bell tower, but they've for some reason they decided to actually put the clock faces around. The clock faces don't actually work.
Does this look like
They're
Big Ben or the tower?
they're taller than Big Ben, and he just goes, there's loads. There's one in like every big town and city.
Oh, that doesn't seem right.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
All right.
it, is there one in London?
Well, there's several in London.
Would they have driven by one on the way back to their house?
They would have gone past a few going to
Mm.
Scotland. Yeah,
Well,
a few.
let's begin the investigation. Um, are you sure you don't want to come with us?
Oh no, I need to make sure of this place. I can't leave my wife to do it all.
All
That won't
right.
be fair.
So as soon as we are all in the TARDIS, if I can skip to that moment,
Yeah.
I close the door. Interesting that the man who is infatuated with us and has a huge collection doesn't want a ride in the TARDIS.
Yeah, I'd say
I
that's pretty
mean,
suspect.
yeah, I mean, I would give my left arm to take a ride in the TARDIS, if I wasn't the doctor. Um, so let's triangulate to near Paul and Scott's location, if he gave us the
He
location.
would have given you.
Just before we leave, Doctor, what if we offer an autograph or something, just for them to step in the TARDIS and exit the TARDIS very quickly?
Well, I don't want to abduct him.
No. Fully voluntarily. We are not living with him. There is something curious about not wanting to enter the TARDIS even for 1 second.
You'd
You
think
want to
he would
see?
just want to run around inside when we first open the door, just to see
Yeah.
what this iteration looks like.
Well, let's keep that in the back of our heads. Let's go there, and then we can test those theories when we come back. All
Okay.
right.
If we
Now,
come back, I'm half hoping we leave this pocket dimension and end up in a proper London.
in the moments that we are in between traveling through time and space, well, through space, I'm really curious about these towers. If I can have the TARDIS with internal equipment scan the towers and show us, are they literally in every town?
Uh,
This should not be here in 2023.
they are, and as that is happening, you can all do me an awareness and intuition roll for me.
Oh dear.
Target.
Your target is 20.
Ooh,
Oh my.
worse.
I don't think I can
Um,
do that.
unless I roll double six, I can't do that.
All right. I failed.
20.
Oh, okay. I failed with a 6.
I failed with a 6 and a 1.
They just cancel each other out. If you get a 6 and a 1, it just cancels each other out.
I got a 5 and a 3, so we didn't get either one.
2 and a 3.
Okay, so Bronte failed with a 6. And the doctor, okay. So I'll come to the doctor and Bronte in a second. The other three, you start to hear that bell sound, but it's different. It's more like mechanical, electronical, as it's almost like it's the innards of the TARDIS,
It's a
that kind
cloister
of
bell.
noise. And it hurts. You can all three of you lose another one to your resolve.
Oof.
Bronte, you're having the same thing, but it's not as bad. Basically, the exact same thing as Zoe, but it's not going to affect your resolve. That's the main difference with you. Doctor, you don't hear it, but you notice now that the TARDIS is reacting.
Okay.
While the other four are reacting to whatever's going on with them, which you'll notice, the TARDIS is like shaking and all sorts.
And
Doctor,
they're acting like they can hear it,
Yes,
or
Bronte's
they're
a bit less restricted than the other three, but
what's going on? You're
I
Bronte.
can I can hear the bell again. I think you scanning this world has sort of connected the TARDIS to it a little bit and made it so it also is experiencing some sort of out of dimension failure.
I'm going to take my sonic screwdriver and plug it into the console and see if I can counter any sonic vibrations, basically create silence.
okay. I need you to I need you to do me an ingenuity and a transport roll for me.
Ingenuity and
Or you can do science. So ingenuity and transport, ingenuity and science.
okay. And can I I'll spend a story point if that's what I need to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's see.
The difficulty is 18, by the way.
20, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you managed to do it and it actually does stop the sound for the others, so they come
Did the
back
sound stop?
for
Yeah,
them, but
much
the
better.
TARDIS is still shaking.
Okay. Actually use my sonic screwdriver. I have to spend 2 points. I'm gonna use 6. I mean I'm using 2 points.
Yeah.
2 story points. All right. It's still shaking. Okay. So we're shaking, but I've turned the sound off so that they can't hear the noise. That time I didn't hear the noise, but I could see you all were suddenly reacting. Does the scan of the towers show anything?
No, they just look like normal bell towers,
They're everywhere.
but they're everywhere.
50
In
And they're
every
miles.
major city and town. Not just, and be, after this, not just in England, everywhere.
and
Oh
these
dear.
these are bell towers. They're not church towers. They're not church bells. They're individual structures that have bells in
They're
them.
individual, giant, towering bell towers.
Does
Not
this
attached to churches.
does the scan say anything about a mechanism that decides when they toll? Are they being run by monks or
Well,
robots or
but the thing is, they from the scan, especially just scan one, they appear like they should be ones that are rung by people, but there doesn't appear to be any signatures of people.
All right.
well, this is
Are
quite
they
unnatural.
all are they all identical?
They're all identical.
Okay.
I pose a plan. Would you all agree to shoot one of these towers to pop it out of existence for just a moment to see if anything changes?
You're proposing what, using your gun, your
Yeah. Just to see, like, from what I understand, they're unmanned. So I don't think I'm going to cause any casualties. I
I'm
hope
Um,
not
so.
sure.
Not to throw a spanner in the works or anything, but you're by how tall they are, it would only get it would only pop through a section of it,
Yeah, it's too
which would
big.
then cause the issue of anything above it falling
The
down
TARDIS doesn't
or
have any weapons.
I'll get the bell.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, that's a good
Carries
idea.
onto something, just the bell, just the top. No structural failure.
Someone go inside and physically make the bell disappear.
Go
Um,
inside. Do
let's.
they have stairs? Do they have doors? How
Hmm.
are
I don't
they?
know
Yeah, stairs.
if we
Proper
can.
stone steps, but they look quite old, but
Stone.
appear
Okay.
new. Look old, like
It's
the stone steps
stone, it's
inside are
masonry
old, but
construction,
yeah,
but it's not ancient the way you'd expect stone construction to be, because by the 21st century, people were building things out of concrete and steel, were they
Yeah.
not?
yeah.
As if it was a set on a TV show.
It feels a bit to me like an infection.
Yeah.
That
So what we can do is on our way to Scott and Paul's, why don't we manifest the TARDIS inside the top of one of the bell towers so we can have a look around?
Yeah.
We've got a scan of the bell tower. We can see there's a spot right there.
Yeah.
We're not going to do the usual it's crash through the wall or anything like. We'll just manifest inside of it.
Okay, so is that what you're doing first?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Part of our
I
investigation.
do need anyone can do this, right? It doesn't have to be you, though. Even though you are the party, you can delegate it to someone else, but and people can assist. It needs to be a coordination and intuition or transport. So coordination with either intuition and
It
transport.
gives me only 8 points.
6.
And the difficulty is 18.
So I
Any-
start with 7 points between coordination and intuition. So I'd like to assist, but I'm not
And
lucky enough to
every
hit myself.
assist, up to two people can assist as long as they've got, like, they can back it up with their stance. You'll get 2 added on, so you get a +4 from if 2 people assisted you.
We'll say Lorian and Bronte can get on either side of the panel and help us guide it in.
Perfect.
This is the part where we crash and die.
Quick game. Oh well.
I die, you respawn.
So I got 16. No ones or sixes.
Okay.
So
With
how
the
do they
+4?
assist? Oh, I get +4, so 16,
Yeah, you get
17,
+4.
20 points
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, so you're just, yeah, it happens with no issue. You're there. You just
Skillfully done.
materialize.
From inside, we will do a quick scan with the monitors and then go out.
It appears normal.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll go out. We should be literally across from where the bell is hanging.
And now you can all do me a awareness and intuition roll for me.
Target?
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes you're gonna have to remind me because that's last time I kept forgetting. 18. Most of these will be 18. There will be some variations, but
12 with a failure, with a 1.
Yes, and intuition.
2 ones.
I got a 1
Oh.
and a 6.
okay,
So
they
I've
count
got
Same
both
both.
here.
ends of the spectrum. Yeah.
And I so awareness is a 7. I 16, but I got a 6.
Could I spend the story points to eliminate
Ah.
my 1 and bring my 6 into effect?
No, sadly that does not work.
Damn it.
About to do exactly
All
the
it can do is bump you up. In
Barely.
terms of roll, it can only bump you up to whatever.
All right.
But it doesn't cancel out. So
Can I spend? So I've got a 6 and a 16. If I spend 2 story points to make 18, does that can I hold?
so you've got a 16 with a 6. which is an almost. You can spend a story point to get it up to barely.
I think I should do that, no? And that only costs one story point,
Yeah, just one.
so I will barely succeed.
So you'll barely succeed. Matt, I mean Harry, you failed, yeah,
Yep.
and Bronte, you failed.
Well, yeah. Wait a minute. It's awareness and intuition.
Yes.
All right, so that gives me 14, and I got a 1 and a 6.
Okay. So you a 1 and a 6.
Yeah.
They cancel each other out, so you would be at the fail, no 1 or 6. So if you spent 2 story points, you could get up to a barely.
Okay, I'll do that then. Yeah.
Okay.
And since I got a failure and a failure with a 1, what do I have to spend to make it barely?
A failure and a failure with a 1. You need to spend 3.
What are they for? I'll do it.
Can
So I want to be barely too.
You've got 2 1s.
yeah, that's what I
So
wanted to
you,
see. There is probably no story points in the existence.
no. It's
Lot of
an
it.
automatic fail, but I will come to you in a second. But Doctor Bronte and Lorian, you'll
Yes.
actually be fine for a minute. There is something I want to do, but I will go to the fails. Harry, you are really unlucky.
It tracks.
It does track. And funnily enough, for 2 people with the best dice rolls ever. Um, so Harry, again, you're gonna lose 1 to. Actually, at this point, you've already lost 2 resolve from this, so lose 1 to strength.
Oh, okay. So I'll get 1 back on resolve. Strength is not great to begin with.
And you're gonna get a proper banging bell sound. Right, it feels like it's hitting you right in the brain.
My skull is not a cloister bell. Stop it!
And Zaki. Oh, Zaki. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a point to coordination and a point to strength, and you're gonna be on the floor in a lot of agony. He's already gone. He's gone to the floor. And yeah,
So I want to respond, of course, to the fallen comrade. What attribute does the medicine skill go with, or is he going to recover before I can even do anything?
well, you can do your medicine if you. I'll do it as a coordination and medicine because coordination is anything to do with hands and well, not just hands, just anything to do with your coordination. So,
All right, that's a base of 6 for me. What's the goal?
um, just to get them back up, we'll say 12. I'll be generous.
Oh, easy. I rolled an 11, so that's 17, and there was a 6 in there, obviously.
Oh yeah, I can just say for that, Zaki, you'll be fine. You can actually gain 1 back to your resolve, and for generosity feeling, Harry, you can also gain 1 back to your resolve. Um,
Oh, thank you, Lorian. My God, that hurts.
but now I need to very quickly go to the successes. So you 3, you hear the bell a little bit in the back of your mind, like it's a fleeting moment in the back of your skull, and then you start to hear whispers. Just rambles, not anything coherent, just whispers going through your mind.
This
Where?
happens when we open the door to the TARDIS, right?
Yes.
I would expect
Um,
that a bell would be louder in a bell tower than it would be from miles away from the bell tower, so that's a problem. And can you make out any words? Is that even English?
if I see Zach go down, though, I mean, I'm assuming it's the bell sound. So I'm going to try to run forward to the bell and use my sonic screwdriver on it to counteract the vibrations, if that's possible.
Okay, yeah, but all right. I need from you an ingenuity and intuition roll. It is a difficulty of 21.
8, 11, 12. 19.
Could I assist him?
Tell me how you would assist him.
Well,
Pushing me over there.
I have a pretty good ingenuity, so I want to try to calculate the effect of, I don't know, another dimension on
The right frequency.
sound waves. Yeah.
Okay, you can have a +2, which I think would then give you to 21.
Yeah. So Bronte comes running up, puts his hand on my hand, holding the
Her hand, Bronte said.
her hand, sorry, and then modulates the frequency to the correct frequency. What would I do without you, Bronte?
Don't mention it.
Just
So
a
does
woman's
it work?
touch.
Does it counteracts it? The whispering stays, but the vibration.
Zaki and Harry, you are fine. It does disappear for you. Dr. Bronte and Lorian, I need you to do me an awareness and intuition. And the difficulty is 25.
Oh no.
Well,
I don't think I can even get that.
Yeah, I failed with a 1. Not surprising.
I failed with a 1.
double twos.
Okay. As soon as you do this, you realize it was a mistake. Because you actually activate the bell properly and it starts to swing and it sends this reverberation right into all three of you, like it's a force, like it's trying to push you off, but it doesn't. And you all three of you lose 1 to all to 6
Attributes.
stats.
Ouch. What
That was for those
happens
guys.
when 1 reaches 0?
You get a condition.
Well, that is my resolve is now 0.
Which just bear with 2 seconds because I now need to find the conditions because I can't remember them all off the top of my head. Ask away, Victor.
Can I pop the bell out of existence? Like as it starts swinging, or it happens too fast?
That will happen too fast. You'll be able to do it after, but it's already still.
We've been thrown across the room.
Right.
Where is this? Sorry, I need to find the correct thing.
This feels so Doctor Who. It's the killer bells from outer space.
Find her actually on Ruby Road the whole time.
Oh my God, imagine. I am wondering if maybe Matt, you'll figure it out.
I keep thinking Cloisterbell, but it's mind robber territory. But
here we go. Okay, so which one's low? Which one's at 0, David?
It is resolve.
Resolve. So you can obviously normally I would pick, but I'm going to give you an option just based on. So pick one of the following conditions: given up, uninterested, weakened, indifferent, complacent, fearful, meek, cowardly, surrendered, or wavering.
I think that Florian's tendency is toward meek.
Okay. Yeah.
And is there a description of that in terms of the behavior it engenders, or are we just ballparking?
You just ballpark it however
Yeah.
you want. But that is your condition until you are now marked as injured from a status perspective. It just means that actions involving your resolve are now at a disadvantage.
Right. All right, don't do that again. That was horrible.
My bad.
I've got blood. This permanent damage is possible.
As you say that, I'm actually just going to take this opportunity to explain the conditions. So you get one. When you get 1 to 0, you are injured. When you get a second condition, you're wounded. When you get a third, you're defeated. So, yeah. And then if you get any more, that's where we get worse. But normally at 3, you're
hiding in the TARDIS.
Something's horrible at that point.
We have to go visit the cat hospital.
You might have to. The cat kind, you might have to go visit them. And so yes. The bell does obviously. Zaki, can I just once they have been pushed, do you use your opportunity to give it a go?
Yeah. Shooting the squareness gun at the bell.
Okay. When you do that, you start to notice that the bell tower is shaking. Which bell tower did you go? Did you go to one that was near where you were going?
Halfway between where we were going.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd be able to see a lot of the others, because even through like the panes, you'd be able to see through them, and you notice that there's you could see they're that loud that the reverberations are coming from the other. You can actually see the sky is moving with these sound waves coming through towards you from the other clock towers.
They're all the same.
Or bell towers. And these waves are just coming, and they're actually hitting this bell tower. That's why it's shaking.
Yeah, I'm going to run back into the TARDIS and pick up a difficult textbook. And
who is the closest to me? I'm trying to get whoever I can up on their feet as well, and I would be like, let's return to the TARDIS as fast as possible, because I may have an explanation. So I'm trying to urgently make everyone go back.
So as the bell is obviously still gone because you have done what you've done, I all need you to do this normal roll that you'd normally do, which is your awareness and intuition.
And the goal?
Your goal is 18. Just that standardized 18.
No.
The dice is not on your side, Harry.
I need to roll 6. That's the only way I can get that to that.
Oh wow, that is.
I get the 1. To
be fair, that fits Harry. To be honest, in all honesty, I know it sucks, but it also.
4 and 2 does nothing.
Okay.
What are we trying to get? Sorry.
18.
My math. I got
what
15.
Did you? 15. Zaki, did you get 2 1s again?
1 and the 2.
Oh, what you said 2 1s? I was off. Not again.
So we're crawling back towards the TARDIS.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get you all to lose, but you are all crawling back. It's a struggle. It is the pounding is horrible, and you get back in the TARDIS, and it starts to just ease off. But you can still, even in the TARDIS, even though you shouldn't be able to feel anything while you're in you can actually still feel that the tower's being hit, and you don't know how much longer it's going to last.
Well,
And that is because the bell is missing.
If we're all in there, then I'm going to hit the thing and get us out. And I want us to hover maybe 200 feet away from the tower up in the air so that we can see what happens to the tower now that the bell is going.
Could we not do that from the surface, someplace from which we cannot fall? We could see it just as well. We don't have to be above it.
Could fall on us.
We know how tall it is. We could be a little bit farther than that.
All right.
It's affecting the TARDIS.
As an in-universe thing, because Lorian wouldn't know this, you can look out for TARDIS when it's floating in midair and you won't fall out of it, so you will be fine.
Well,
to an extent, there are some times where they might fall out of it
this bell appears to be affecting the TARDIS as well, so I would rather just trust rock rather than levitation.
So we'll go a couple of football fields away and land, but where we can see the bell tower.
Okay. As you do that, it's obviously been quite quick. You see the bell tower, and it starts to crumble. Then after about a minute, it explodes like a massive engulfment of an explosion, and it eviscerates everything around it within like a couple of streets.
Does there seem to be anyone about?
Yes. And there's people running and screaming. They've all, as you've actually said that, one thing that's odd, they're all running and screaming, but they've all got these ginormous smiles on their face.
What the fuck?
This place is not all right.
They must be a happy bunch of you.
You want to just go back to Carnival World?
Yeah, I think we should bail out.
No, we've got to figure this out.
So maybe we should.
There's a lot of destruction. A lot of buildings were taken out in that. Most likely people were killed or hurt.
The good news is that I don't really think that this plane of existence is particularly real, but Zachy, no more bell zaps, all right? Can we go to the quaint London Museum of the missing people and just leave the whole bell tower thing for a little while?
Yeah.
Maybe they left a note. It doesn't seem like that Sir Sanderson leaves his mansion, so they could have gone out for milk and, met a friend and taken the Channel over to France for the weekend, if there is a France. The towers are all over the planet, not just on this island.
Every city. They've got to be some sort of control. They're controlling people. Look at all their smiles. People can use vibrations to control people's minds.
Were Matt and Trish grinny, like the people who were fleeing the destruction?
Not particularly.
No, Matt and Tiff were fine.
I'm going to set the TARDIS for scanning not the tower, but under the tower. If there's something buried there, like a ship or a...
Right, or these are just the extrusions of the fungus that's in a network under the ground.
Again,
Fruiting bodies. Yeah.
Nothing I'm just getting
Nothing.
nothing. And the thing is, you don't know what exploded
Yeah, because it was
because,
just brick and wood
yeah,
and
Yeah, stone doesn't blow up. Was there fire?
yeah, there was fire that came out of it, like because it completely engulfed lots of buildings around it, and most likely people.
could it be pressure waves from the other bell towers? Um, causing like cavitation that heated everything up to, the surface of the sun temperature. That sounds crazy, but that can happen. It's usually in water that happens. Let's let's head towards these other two at least. I don't know. What do you think? You tell me. I'm really quite at a loss.
Well, again, we're looking for missing people. They seem to be exceptional, right? If Matt and Ted are affected by this grinning plague, then maybe their friends weren't either, and it just seems like the only place every all of our experiments with the bell towers have been catastrophic. So I'm sort of looking for another chain of evidence.
It's got to be tied in though somehow. You've got to figure out how to stop it. Now, when you disintegrated the bell, even though it was temporary, it ended up destroying the tower. So we
Yeah, it was
may.
almost like the others found out about it. But what I'm wondering now, because I agree, no more experiments with the towers. Can we produce a frequency, a safe one, around each other to counteract these frequencies, these sound guns, effectively?
Let's see if I can put something together, a kind of device
Mhm.
that each of us could wear that generates um,
Cone of
you have one
silence.
frequency of sound, you do another one that's the opposite, and they they counteract each other, at least right around you.
Isn't there a I don't actually know about Doctor Who lore, but isn't there a creature called the Silence?
Yes.
So,
This,
It's not to do with sound.
yeah,
okay, so
this
No,
isn't them.
it's the answer to a question.
okay,
Um,
so it wouldn't be them.
so let me manufacture. Can I
And
do that? Can I?
you wouldn't remember seeing them even.
Yeah, you only
Damn
see
it!
them when you
Never
only know
mind
they're
then.
there when you see them. You turn away, you forget. Can I manufacture some sort of badge or something that does this with TARDIS
Yes, but it's
technology?
going to cost you, and also it will cost you some story points, but
Okay.
um, it will also cost, you'll also have to roll and succeed to roll, obviously.
Okay. How many
Um,
story points would it cost me?
what I will do at the minute, because you've all been role playing and all that, you can all, unless you've still got your max story points, which most of you probably do, you can gain 2 story points back.
Oh, good.
We should be spending that stuff.
And then, Tom, if you want to do your role, you need to spend 3 story points and then pass a ingenuity and craft roll.
I'm quite ingenious and have a little craft. Can I assist?
I'm sorry, ingenuity and what?
Craft.
And
Oh,
what's the
perfect.
goal? And can I help?
The goal is 15. And you can help, yeah.
I got 19. So
Yeah. Okay. Cost you those precious story points. Cost you those precious points.
it looks like a dice, but you keep it in your pocket and it'll produce the second it gets hit by the sonic wave, it creates a counter.
What we can say this does is you'll get +2 to any rolls against. You'll get an
Okay.
automatic +2 to any rolls when anything to do with the clock tower's noises happen.
Okay.
So you just get an advantage basically.
Now, I quite like Lorian's theory. This is very close to an infection because the moment when we sabotaged one tower, I feel that all the towers in this universe attacked this certain point. So it's probably too late to interact with the towers anymore in a safe
But
manner.
It felt like an immune response. Sorry.
Yeah, it might also, yeah, you've damaged a network, which might be a method for destroying them all if we can figure out how to reduce that.
Although if they're planet-wide and they all blow up, then it's going to be catastrophic.
Well, I mean, that wasn't particularly catastrophic, was it? It blew up the tower and set a little bit of a fire.
No, it eviscerated buildings, like completely destroyed quite a few buildings, and most likely killed anyone within its
Probably killed hundreds of
vicinity.
people.
Which is unfortunate.
Still
On a
think about
global
it,
scale would be worse.
Because it might be possible still to use that if there is a network to at least counteract all the bells at the same time. So let's go find Scott and Paul.
Okay, so
And
you
Stuart
go.
and Josh, they're missing
Yes.
4 friends.
Oh, that's right, Stuart and Josh.
Yes. Okay, so are you using the TARDIS to materialize there?
Yeah, we're gonna at least get close to where we think Scott and
I mean, we're not walking 25 miles.
Well, he gave you the exact coordinates, so
I think that we will this time materialize. If that's inside of a living room, we will materialize outside, but within 30 feet.
okay.
Of,
You materialize literally outside the house, like just on like a street corner. Your classic TARDIS drop point.
Could we take our bio break right now?
Yes.
Bio break detected. Prepare to exterminate.
Yeah, you materialize. On a street corner, the house is literally on that corner. It's like a quaint London terrace house. So
all right, so
quite a posh part of London.
Lorian?
The area looks posh. Do the people look posh?
Yeah,
Are the sidewalks bustling?
yeah, just people in like suits, like they're businessmen and nicely dressed women.
From just outside the TARDIS, how many bell towers are visible? Or is the architecture here tall enough to occlude them?
No, the towers are that tall. You'd be able to see them. There's about 4.
So they're
that you
related to
can see.
population density, it seems.
They're just tall. When I meant they're tall, they are towering.
If
Go ahead.
if the seed of them was in the center of this Earth, would they be evenly distributed on the surface like spokes?
Gloves can ask.
You wouldn't. You can't necessarily tell.
Well, when we did the scan from up above, are they all equal distant from one another?
Majority of them are.
So very much like a network.
But there's a minority that are more sporadically placed.
Here's an interesting question. Okay. If it seems to us do the towers seem like they have been built? Or do they look like they sprang up? And in some cases, here's a building and the tower came up right through the middle of it. Or were they all somebody say, here's a spot where we could put a tower that doesn't have another building on it? You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I get where you're going. So this is where it's gonna. This is where it'll weird you out. They look like they've been built, but they also look like they've just popped up out of nowhere. So how
So
they
they're
are
not
structured,
always.
they appear like they would have been built, like they're on the spot, like but just small signs and where they're placed, and that maybe there was a building where they are points to the fact that maybe they did just pop up.
I think two of us should go and visit two towers and see if they're exactly identical. And I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm going to go into this little museum slash whatever the hell this is.
It's just
Well,
an antique shop.
we did
Shop.
scan like 500 of them, and they all seemed architecturally identical.
Could do we have like a phone, like a mobile phone,
Yeah, I can fix your
iPhone?
mobile phone so that it'll work through time.
You
I
all
want
have
to.
your own style phones that match your era, obviously. So
Now,
Harry is the odd one out.
Carrying
I
around a
want.
rotary phone, yeah.
I was thinking about something. What if the first occurrence of the sound was somebody trying to communicate something to us? Because this
Possible.
could very well be something like a very weird communication array. So, what if we go in two towers? We know they are identical, and we try. This kind of comes against the no more experiments with the towers idea. But what if we try to send a message between two towers?
Could work. Well, I also want to Google them, like in this world, to see if there's any information on how they originated
When they showed up, when they came,
in
when
like
they
the
appeared.
news or something, in the London Times.
Um,
Right. Matt didn't seem surprised when we asked about the tower, but he
He
didn't seem to
seemed
think
to
it was
know about them.
remarkable. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so what are you going to use your phone or are you actually
Yeah.
going to? Yeah. So just by scrolling through, it seems that for at least the past 100 or so years they've been here.
But
Well,
they're
that's concerning.
architecturally older than that. They
Yeah,
look like things that were medieval.
yeah,
And the bell, when Zaki shot it, it looked like a brass bell. It had a,
yes.
what's the thing inside that hits? One of
Clapper.
those.
Are they on other planets?
You you don't know
This isn't a
because
normal timeline.
you'd be accessing the internet for this current time, and at
Right.
this current time there is no
Other planets that
other
people.
planets per se. One thing that you will know would have noticed is that all the bell towers they're like are proper ropes, the proper old bell tower ropes that you still get now.
Yeah.
Because they don't tend to update well, they do tend to update the ropes, but they stick with the same like
But
style.
but nobody was pulling them, and there wasn't a mechanism either.
Nope.
Yes, I'm
Harry,
going to
you were
go
saying.
into this antique shop. Just like old
Harry,
things.
Harry, you were saying something.
Yeah, this isn't our timeline because I would have remembered these things if they were
Yeah.
here 100 years ago. Have we not just moved sideways in time?
What the hell does that mean?
Well, you
I've,
think that something could have changed in the past?
Oh, I
Cause
think
this?
again this I'm fairly sure the brig was explaining about wasn't it that Stallman's project, that Project Inferno, where you ended up slipping sideways in time and going to an alternate world
Yeah.
where functionally the same, but it was an alternate timeline where things had developed differently.
I mean, it
So
certainly is possible. Um, what I don't get is it doesn't seem, what is their purpose? I mean, it doesn't seem, if they were
for control.
churches or temples, I could get it. But
If I may, looking around, do I see any of these white smiled people?
Yeah. When I say smile, it's a big smile, but it's not like they're all the way. It's like creepily gone
They
all
just
the
seem
way
happy.
in. They just seem
They're
overly
happy.
happy.
There are some happy few. I
Yeah.
will take one of. I'm going just to spark up a little bit of conversation and ask something like, "Excuse me, chap. Um,
Okay, before you do that, I actually just want to touch on something with Harry. Um, I want you to do a roll for me. I
A
want you to
forward
do
roll?
me. No, not a forward roll, don't worry. I want you to do an ingenuity for me and a knowledge roll. And you're aiming for 13.
Okay, there's a. Hang on a second. 13, you say?
Yes.
I need to get an 8 or higher on 2d6. So, yeah, oh, I miss it by 1. I rolled a 7.
Story point.
I will throw in one of those.
Yeah, throw in a story point. We'll get you up.
Yeah. So I've done
Okay. So this is where it's odd. This is where something odd happens, Harry, because it's only since so all your recollection of the history, all that has been normal. Like your history has been normal. Then all of a sudden it's like something's been slowly like just starts eating at you and you start to think, hang on, I have seen these towers before. But then you're like, no, I haven't. And then you're questioning yourself whether they do exist for you or they don't exist.
as if my own timeline is being rewritten.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's only since you've had these thoughts and have been looking in you guys have all been looking these have been looking into it and talking about them being far back and then you being like, well, surely if they were that far back and we're in my timeline, I'd remember them.
Hmm.
Should we hop in the TARDIS and go back 150 years and
When they turned up, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that should take us 5 minutes.
Uh, so okay, so and I'll quickly go back to Zaki then before you do that and decide whether you're gonna do that first or the antiques or whatever. But let me just go to Zaki because while Harry was having that battle with his brain, Zaki would be chatting to these people.
yeah, essentially, I'm going to be like, what a jolly evening or time of the day.
Um, you okay, mate? You're talking a little bit weird. This man in like a pinstripe suit. You okay?
Um, yeah, I'm not from around here. I'm a tourist, and I was wondering, what are these amazing pieces of architecture, these towers?
What? There, where are you from?
The towers, mate, and I'm pointing towards. I imagine we are at the base of them, and I'm pointing towards them.
Um, they just they've always been here, but they're everywhere though, so I don't know how you've not seen one before. So where are you from? Where are you from?
You know,
Where are you from? And you realize the smile's gone to a frown.
oh,
Where
that's
are
a
you from? And the eyes start to widen, and then suddenly smile again.
right. I will leave you be on your merry way while I am rejoining my compatriots. Thank you so much for your amazing tourist aid.
Thank you, good
Bye
chap.
bye.
You go on your way.
Bye-bye. And as I'm approaching the others, I'm like, we need to get out.
What the fuck?
I'm going to take the opportunity then to scan one of those people. Are they people or are they
Yeah, human.
artificial life forms?
I won't. I'm just being. They're human. Everything's human.
Well, we're here. Let's look in the antique store before we pop off 150 years ago.
Um, you said that they're human. Does this remind the doctor of when we were in the store, or not the store, the carnival, and the people were human, but they were like too human or whatever?
A vague similarity.
Interesting.
Like artificially developed clones?
You'd be able to tell.
Too healthy? Yeah,
Too human.
I don't know.
Human, all too human.
Let's check the antique store. Lorian's already walking in that direction.
Okay, as Lorian was the first one to go to the antique store, I know you're also talking about going back in time, but Lorian because it is a house as well, and you can see it's a house, but there's also because there's like two doors, but one goes into the actual home bit, and then the other goes into their little antique shop front, but in their window there's like weird like little artifacts like um. just to instead of going into too detail, very like Lovecraftian styled work in there and very voodoo-esque things.
Mm. So antiques and gruesome paraphernalia.
Yeah, it seems more like of the occult and antiques of the occult nature rather than normal antiques.
And are there any visible clocks on the street?
Where you are, do you mean the bell towers or actual
Well, the bell
clocks?
towers don't have clocks on them.
No.
But
But do
yeah,
you mean
I
so
just I
actual
don't know
clocks?
time what time we are, like what day of the week, if they have weeks in the 21st century.
Yes.
So I'm curious about like whether it's like obviously it's daylight and there are people about, but is it, would I expect there to be an open or closed sign on the
Uh,
door of the little shop?
there's an open.
All right. Well, and the door handle is unlocked.
Yeah,
A little bell rings that doesn't resonate in my head and make my ears bleed.
a little bell rings and it makes you jut a little bit because it's an actual normal bell that's not hurting
Right.
your head.
And any visible staff or customers at the moment?
Yeah, a very bearded man is behind the desk.
Very bearded.
Very bearded. That's
Sort of
awful. Just you've got a lot of beard there.
iron threads through it, and he
Yeah,
looks sort of like a wizard.
yeah, a little bit
Uh-huh.
like a wizard.
Yeah. Good day, good afternoon. Hello. Uh,
Hello.
have you spoken to your friend Matt recently?
Um, it's been a little while. Why? Who are you?
Uh, uh, my name's Lorian. He, I was just over in Milltown Canies, and I spoke to Matt, and he seemed concerned about you. But you seem to be entirely well. What?
I'm fine.
What? Why don't you ring him up and tell him? I'd be curious because he was really alarmed about you and Joshua and Stuart and Paul, but he didn't
Stu
seem.
Stuart, Josh, Paul? Wait, who's Matt?
Well, I'm sorry, you said you'd spoken to him recently. Sir Matthew
Who
Sanderson.
who are you? Why are you in my shop? It's
Well,
closed.
the door's open. Fellas, the sign said open and the door opened and the bell rang, and I asked you if you'd seen Matt, and you said it hadn't been very long. Or am I mistaken?
What are you on about? And then suddenly he kind of just goes, "Yes, I can ring Matt. Yeah, I'll just go in the back and give him a ring. I haven't seen Josh and Stuart in a little while. Paul should be upstairs in the house."
Great. Well, I'll just browse. The place seems very interesting. I just tell Matt that Lorian and the doctor have come to town.
Sorry, who are you again?
I'm Lorian. My friends and I were just
Wait,
in.
why are you in my shop?
Uh, do you smell toast? Burning toast?
Oh, yes, I'll just go ring Matt right now.
Does he go?
Yeah, he goes.
Yeah, and I'm leaning out the door of the shop and I'm like, guys, everything's completely messed up.
Would have got that.
It's like some sort of amaranthine desire.
It,
Yeah. What?
It's
What?
like they remember and then they don't remember, and then they remember and then they don't remember.
And I assume that Harry had described that he was having that experience.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna mention that there's this weird incongruity of I made that suggestion, but now I'm thinking, no, of course I remember this stuff. This doesn't make any sense.
So are we straddling the line between two realities? And the
I think we
bells
are.
are vibrating and we're jumping back and forth on that line.
On the sine wave. But the towers aren't juddering in and out of existence. They're very constant. They have a suppressive influence, it
Yeah.
seems. Like they're dampening people's awareness of something. It's vibrating through them.
Could
It's
I?
not. Go ahead, please.
I was just gonna say, could I use my photographic memory to try to identify the details of these two timelines within my head?
Okay, this is actually quite something I can play on here, which is um, I want you to just do me an ingenuity and knowledge roll.
Perfect.
I just need you to get 10 or 10's the difficulty, but
Yeah, easily pass.
okay. So you start to do this. You start to try and remember, get all the details in your brain, try to piece it all together. And then you start hearing the bell sound in your head.
Okay.
Ding
Bad.
ding, ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, ding. And then I now need you to do me an awareness and intuition for me.
Very
With
bad.
your thing's it's only a 12, the difficulty, because
Remember, you've got 2 points.
No bueno.
you
Okay,
remember you've
awareness
got
and intuition.
yeah.
Okay, so I need one story point to pass.
Well, you've got a +2. Did that help? Because you
Oh,
have that
yes,
+2.
that helped me pass, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't do too much, but I still need you to take lose a 1 resolve.
Got it. Okay, wait. Resolve. I might have 0. No, I have 1 left.
Okay. Yeah, so it hurts. The more you think about both, what you know is and isn't, what you know is real and what you don't. The bells just go.
Well, Doctor, it seems, and Lorian, it seems like your theory is right here. Because when I'm trying to remember what's true and what's not, I start getting that ringing effect in my head. So I think that,
You just heard the bell. I saw you wince.
yeah,
I didn't hear the bell. Did you hear the bell? Did you? So even
Yes.
making a decision internally can trigger this mechanism.
well, it was me thinking about the real nature of history. So I think that maybe the conflict between the two, whenever I try to think about, whenever we interact with the things that are out of our world, it triggers this effect.
Yeah, I'd say at this point, let's go back in time.
We could actually just go back. We could just go back to before we got that message in the envelope and not enter this pocket universe at all.
No, we
I,
can't.
I
because
don't
we've
think we
already
can get
entered
out
it.
of here. Yeah, we're already in here.
What we've already done, we can't undo. But we can go
Can't
back
undo
and
your
see where
history.
these towers appear from. They're
Worth a
150,
try.
200. I'm starting to think now that they were designed to block bad memories and leave the good memories because everybody seems happy. Maybe an invention by somebody 200 years ago.
They keep returning to a state where they're not upset about what they're upset about. The fellow in the shop was angry at me and confused about who I was referring to, and then he was calm again.
They might be using low frequency vibrations that are constantly bombarding us.
I
But every
don't
once in a
understand
while,
how a civilization like this could get anything done. They'd be so confused all the time. You'd think that
maybe
they'd
it's
start.
maybe
Maybe
like
it's
a
very
virus that
recent.
got out of hand.
All
So
right,
back in the
before it
target.
started.
Well, before you do that, you'll all notice at the shop front, there's someone staring at you from the top window.
Okay.
Just,
Hello.
The fellow in the shop said that Paul would be upstairs.
and there's a wave.
Why don't you come down, friend? All
He opens with, the door's open. Come on up.
right.
All right.
Should I go back and talk to the bearded guy and see if he called Matt, or should we just talk to his?
Scott, my friend, he's rang and he just come up. We need to tell you something because Matt has given us some information.
All right.
Oh, this doesn't feel like a trap at all. Bring up the rear.
Thank goodness we're going up there fully armed. Oh, wait. On Doctor Who, we don't do that.
Armed with knowledge.
Armed with knowledge
got
and a
2 of them.
screwdriver.
And our unlimited charm, of course.
At least I can regenerate.
Don't rub it in. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
let's go up.
Are you all going up?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Cramped.
Okay. So you all go upstairs, and yeah, it just appears like a normal like flat. Well, it's almost like a flat. Well, it was a house, but they've seemingly converted it around to include a shop front and all that. They've just mixed and matched it around. You enter into like the kitchenette area, and then the living space. You don't see anyone up here. There are in the living space. There's a TV in the corner, and there's like a sofa that you can see, but there's like two chairs that are looking at the TV. You can't actually like see if anyone's sat in them because of where they are, but yeah, the TV is on as well.
Is he up here or?
You don't see anyone.
The window that he opened, is it closed?
Yeah, it's closed.
Who's on television?
Some politician.
Lorian, my meter is getting very close to fuck no right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Vote Saxon.
Well, we
Past
should
that era.
we should make sure that he's not still at the apartment. He said that they had something to tell us. We should look at the bookshelf, and then we should flee into the past before these towers existed, hoping we don't somehow take them with us. I may have this
Yeah.
feeling that now that if the TARDIS is infected with this fungus, when we go 150 years ago, there'll be 150 years before that. This happens to you a lot? This
That's
kind
not
of thing?
possible. No, but I think we're on the right track. If we can get back to before the towers began and find out who started it.
Is there an
then-
architect you've pissed off at some point?
Uh-huh. I've pissed off a lot of people through the millennia.
Okay, so what?
Technically billions of years old now, but
So
So what
general
are you
apartment
doing?
search. We're going to
Okay,
make
general
sure that
apartment search.
yeah,
Are you
nope.
all taking part?
yes.
If we spread out, we
I-
can make sure there's no Paul and no Scott, and then we can leave.
I'm
Okay,
gonna stay in the hallway because I'm scared.
okay, okay. To cut a long story short, if anyone checks the bedrooms, there's no one there. However, the one thing, um, between the four of you, obviously Bronte's not looking anywhere. I want you to decide who will check out the two chairs that are facing the TV. Just
Well, I was
want you-
curious about the TV, so I'm probably going to go there.
Okay, so I say Lorian ends up going there first. So you go there. You look at the TV to start off with. How do you approach it? Because there's a little gap between the
Is there a
two
little
chairs,
tea
or do you
table
go
between the
around?
chairs? Little
Yeah, but
little,
it's sort of to the side, so you could walk.
and they're facing maybe the windows, and
We're
the
actually like
TV's in between.
facing. Yeah, we can say that.
So I'm going around on the left side of the left chair.
Okay.
I might even turn the TV up or down or bend over to see if I recognize any names.
Yeah, some long dead annoying politicians. But then you catch in the corner of your eye on both of the chairs. It seems to be clothes, but
Uh-huh.
like someone was sat in the clothes, but the clothes are so up against the back of the chair. They're
Yeah. Like two people were sitting there dressed and then they
and
disintegrated and the clothes
just
fell
the
there.
clothes are there.
Is it like, do the clothes seem very old?
Not really.
Doctor? Is there like dust or anything inside like, I guess it's two male sets of button-down shirts and trousers sorts of thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything like residue? Doctor!
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Residue.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to open the window onto the street and lean out and breathe very heavily.
I will come in and scan the residue.
Well, you scan it all. And obviously you've got human uh you get human readings from whatever it is, but the residue seems to be like, I don't know, there's some blood and some flesh within it, but there's also an unknown factor. And it's like a virus or something of some kind, but you've only ever seen this kind of residue come out of like a time stream. Like it's a virus you'd get from being exposed to a time storm, maybe, or
Let
being
me check.
exposed to the stream.
Do I see anything unusual?
You see, right, okay. You do see something unusual when you do this. Um, you see the skeletal remains.
Yes, I can still see their
So
skeletal
when you're not,
remains.
yeah, we kind of just, and then they're not there. They're back to the clothes.
Hmm. Very disturbing.
I don't like this place.
I'm not sure how to proceed. Uh,
And now I just want to ask, who went in? Who might have checked out the bedrooms?
well,
Make
I
a
was
I
make
heading to the
would
bedrooms, except that I was called back by.
I would
I would
say
check out that.
between Zaki and Harry then.
Yeah, why not? Because the rest of the room, there's nothing to see in here. So try the
Yeah.
next room.
Maybe we'll say you both take a bedroom each then, if you're both willing.
Yeah, why not?
Because you're both going to see the same thing, which is two sets of like clothes on the bed. One in an upright position, like it was someone sat on the end of the bed, and the set of clothes is stood up by the window.
Reading people.
But you've got four sets of clothes.
Oh, 4 people.
For XP.
I'm going to uh I'm going to check one of the clothing sets to see if there's a wallet with identification.
Yeah, well, you're with the ones at the chairs, so you check one of them, and one's for a Joshua Harwood.
Oh, okay. So I think these might be our 4 people. But what happened? What are they watching? Is there anything on the TV?
It was just the news, with some politicians on.
To be fair, politics would bore me to death too.
Yeah, made me want to like disintegrate.
I'm hoping soon for that revolutionary moment when I go, oh, how could I be so stupid? Of course, it's not there yet, though.
Yeah. And as you say that, actually, you say that you have you get another. You've received mail,
I'll look
and then
around for the
a letterbox
mailbox.
just appears through the through the floor.
Oh, okay.
Fuck no meter has officially ticked over to fuck no.
This is definitely
That's
not
what I like
Royal
about you,
Mail, they're not
Bronte, your
British.
language. Yeah.
Sorry,
I will.
this is not good for BBC. This is not daytime TV.
Sorry, I need to add the censor. I need to add the
Yeah.
beep.
Yeah, BBC doesn't use any foul language at all when they watch their show. Doctor Who, maybe. But I will open up the mail.
Okay, you open up the mail, and it's another letter that says, Doctor, I really need you back urgently. Help, please help. I got a phone call and I need you back urgently. Signed, your number one fan.
Uh, well, without knowing what direction to go, I guess there's only one direction to go is we can't figure out something's going on. We still haven't put all of the pieces together.
Is this letter handwritten,
Yeah,
or is it
handwritten.
typed, or is it printed?
Handwritten.
So he has the time to sit down and write out, Doctor, I urgently need your help. I got a phone call, and not who we got the phone call from or what it was about.
Well, he would have gotten it from Scott
Well,
downstairs.
I told Scott to call him, yes, but why would he be alarmed by that and not tell us what about?
Harry, what are you doing over by the window?
Oh, looking outside, basically seeing how the regular passers-by are reacting to any of this weird behavior.
Well, it's weird. Some people kind of just stop every so often, kind of look up at you, smile more, and then start to walk off.
We need to get back to the TARDIS.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to suggest to invite them.
Where Doctor Who starts to use Bronte's colorful language.
For real.
Well, if we've been going long enough, it might be after the watershed by now.
It's probably after the watershed by now.
Say what you will, Doctor.
One last thing I want to do is I want to try to use the same sort of memory thing that I did before, but I want to see if I can see the bodies of these people.
Okay. I want you to do the same. I want you to do the same roll for me, please. I want you to do I want you to do an awareness and an intuition for me.
Run your fingers through the residue.
And it'll be a 14 as a difficulty.
Well,
remember,
know.
You will have a +2 for this because there may or may not be some Bell shenanigans. So.
You'll be shocked to know I got a double 1.
Oh, it's
not
a good time to get
bad,
a double 1.
Very bad, very bad.
Okay, so the other 4, you're going to see the clothes start to move. Bronte, you start to freeze up as you start to hear these bells going off quite loudly, and you notice that the clothes aren't clothes, they are skeletons in clothes walking towards you with their skeletal arms reaching out towards you.
Yeah, I'm gonna scream.
You'll all hear Bronte scream.
Sarah Jane,
worse than the bell.
Bronte, you need to lose 1 to every attribute.
Okay, that puts me on 0 resolve.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, 0 resolve. So I need you to pick
fearful.
Given up. Fearful.
Definitely fearful.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Oh, and 0 presence. And 0 strength.
0 presence and 0 strength.
So yeah, I have 0 presence, 0 strength, 0 resolve.
Okay.
Oh, Bronte.
So
you're now the damsel in distress.
You're not necessarily dead, so you're 0 presence. So I need you to pick either shamed, uncommunicative, agitating, annoying, distant, lacking confidence. Oh, sorry, distant, lacking confidence, shy, submissive, or timid.
Probably timid.
Okay. And for strength, I need you to pick sprained, twisted, in pain, weakened, drained, poisoned, delicate, lethargic, or sluggish.
I think poisoned. I'm poisoned with the disease.
Okay. How are we gonna? All right, you won't be that, or you won't be that. Um, you are now unconscious. You just suddenly fall to the ground.
Okay.
Is the best way to do this.
Right. I'm gonna
And
then.
as you go unconscious, the clothes just stop moving. But they stop where they were. So if the ones in the chairs didn't get all the way up, they might be like half up.
Yeah, they moved.
Yeah.
We need to get the hell out of here.
Medicine for Bronte, if I may. What attribute should I use? That you said coordination?
I just need to check because of where Bronte is with the amount of conditions. I need to just check.
Seems like a lot of conditions. Suddenly, being meek seems pretty fantastic.
They will inherit the earth after all.
Or the dirt.
Yeah, what's left of it? When the meek
Okay.
inherit.
So there's nothing you can actually do yet because you're still within this scene. However, Bronte could spend a story point to bring herself conscious again.
Could we just try to get her into the
Throw
TARDIS?
her over the shoulder, and it's only downstairs. And
Yeah.
She only weighs 95.
Okay, so
Miles?
you get without any issue really, you get to the TARDIS with Bronte.
Let's all get inside.
And now you can do me a coordination and medicine. But because
Target?
you're at 3 conditions, I'll probably say it's about a 15.
15. And I've also, my coordination has been reduced by my condition.
Yeah.
Well, can Harry help too? He's a surgeon.
Oh, yeah. Give me a hand, please. Maybe I should give you a hand.
Which will give you a +2. If Harry's helping you, it'll give you a +2.
Let me help
And-
Harry instead. I'm not a trained medico.
If I'm using coordination and medicine, I'm on a 7. So
Well, that's better than mine.
yeah. Mhm.
Succeed.
So +9. So what was the target number?
15.
And I'll give you 2.
Oh, well, that's a good start.
Yeah.
I got a 6 and a 1. Bing. So
Yeah, that's fine.
7
Still
plus
7
9,
points.
16.
And then +2 from Lauren, 18, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
already
you've got
included in that.
yeah, you've got Bronte. You've got Bronte back up. Pick one of her zeros to gain a 1 back. So
Resolve.
give her 1 back to presence, resolve, or strength.
Resolve.
You get 1 back to resolve.
I'm no longer fearful. That
Welcome
seems
back.
very unlikely.
Yeah, don't worry, I've got that covered. I'm very much afraid. So, could we go back 200 years or 3
Yes.
or 6 maybe?
We
So
we
that,
can go back and then
Like-
open the door and peek outside and then go back more if we need to.
yeah. Can you go back and like watch as things go so that like you could see the towers go away and as we travel?
It's a good question, but I don't think I've ever seen that in Doctor Who. Usually
I forgot one thing. There's a detail I forgot. And I'm annoyed I forgot it because it's very important. When you checked the wallet, Doctor, when you checked out, that's how far back I suddenly had a realization, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot something."
I checked the second wallet.
when you checked it, there was a photograph in there as well that had 5 people in the photograph. Um, what isn't helpful is all their faces are like burnt out almost.
Like they no longer exist.
Well, it's like someone has actually like they look
Scratched
like
them
there's
out.
burn marks or scratch marks
Okay.
on them.
All right.
Wait, and somebody kept that in their wallet?
Yeah. That'd have been in my wallet because that's the one you checked.
Uh,
I mean,
so
not my wallet. I'm the narrator. Josh's wallet.
so we go back in jumps of time. So will every 100 years we can just take a look take a look in the screen and see if we see them.
See, Harry,
So,
you always trust the meter. Whenever it goes over into fuck no, you have to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do 100 years, they're still there. You do another 100 years, they're still there. You do another 100 years, and now I need you all to do me ingenuity and intuition.
Goal?
Oh yeah, sorry. 18.
Even with a +2, no.
Oh, sorry, no, not first
21
one. 16. Sorry, 16.
21 with a 6.
Oh, 21 for 6. Nice.
Yeah.
Are
That's
you the
everything I
only?
know about is time traveling in the TARDIS.
Everyone else fails, do
Say
they?
16 now.
16, yeah.
I have 16 exactly.
Oh, okay. Lorian, are you fine?
So it's ingenuity and intuition?
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed and I have a 1.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, Doctor and Harry, I'll come to you in a second. Bronte, Zaki, Lorian, um, you start hearing the bells, but they're different this time. They seem more violent.
Oh, wrong way.
Yeah, they seem more violent, and um, Doctor and Harry will notice the TARDIS is proper shaking, like it's scared,
This is
basically.
at 300 years.
Yeah,
I didn't twist the regulator. I trusted.
and
Not all right.
the 3 of you, you're going to lose, not Doctor or Harry. You're going to lose. Let's see. Let me do this randomly. So you can lose from 3. So, Lorian, you're going to lose 1 from ingenuity, resolve, and strength. But resolve and strength.
Quick.
Zaki, you're going to lose from awareness, presence, and resolve. Bronte, coordination, ingenuity, and presence.
I already have 0 in presence.
Yeah, if you've already got 0, you gain another condition.
Okay,
Right. So
I got. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm at 0. I'm now at -1 in resolve and at 0 in strength. So I
Okay.
get 2 new conditions.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have 0 coordination and I got -1 in presence.
I would say for your conditions, just make 1 to what you think you would be for that area, but really. So how you would be for your strength.
So I'm a rag doll who's sobbing.
I've got a couple of questions.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. As we're traveling backward in time and things are getting more violent, I do, in the scan, I do a count. Are the towers multiplying or disappearing as we're going back?
The towers are actually remaining the same, but they're getting wider. They're getting wider and taller and more daunting, and they seemingly are
I am starting to think that the towers themselves, like a virus, are growing, but they're growing backwards in time. So they may have appeared in the future. And as we go back in time, they're getting bigger and more powerful and more violent. Oh, how could I have been so stupid? I don't know.
Well, I have 5 conditions now, so what does that mean?
It means we're going to have to go to the resort planet.
We need
And
another
spend
beach
some time in
planet.
the spa.
We just
Like,
went there.
there's the Eye of Orion where he keeps talking about going, which apparently is nice and relaxing.
For now, Bronte, you are unless you get any worse. For now, we're just gonna say you are like going very stir crazy. You are scared, petrified of everything. You feel weak. You like you could pass out at any moment. You're just basic. You're not incapable of things, but yeah.
Doctor, did you say something about there being? Did you say something about there being a time dust residue, something on the corpses?
Yeah.
So we're propagating this virus. It'll never get away.
Should be possible. I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. When we hit 400 years, are they still there? Are they getting bigger?
Yeah, and your TARDIS is basically telling you to stop because you
All
are
right,
causing.
so I'm gonna hit the forward button and I'm going to pull it to the backward button, or the backward button goes to the forward button. We're going to head back in the other direction.
How far back?
Well, once we get to 400 years in the future, from where we were, yeah, I want to go now past where we started and go into the future and see if the towers are getting smaller.
They're still there for a few hundred years, but your TARDIS isn't reacting as much. And you keep going back. And when you
Went forward.
it's gonna yeah, forwards. But you keep going and going and going. And eventually when you stop, you're in the 51st century. And they're not there.
Ah, finally.
Zach, this is something you did left cooking, isn't it? Zach, we have arrived at the 51st century.
Yeah, I was about to say this seems familiar. We are back on my home.
We'll let everybody recover. You can use the pool. I don't know. Something. You time guys, in your vortex manipulation. I will check for vortex energy in any of this in the readings. Is this something that has to do with the vortex energy that they use?
You don't think so, but you definitely have been getting issue. You've definitely been picking up things with the actual vortex itself, and those issues meaning time storms.
All right. Well, can I use ingenuity and knowledge to try to figure out what the heck is going on?
Okay. This will be we'll say 18 difficulty. No, 20. Yeah, 20.
May I
Yes.
assist?
How are you going to how are you going to assist?
So This being my
21.
home. Oh,
At 21.
okay.
Okay. So, you can't piece everything together, but you think how the vortex works is sometimes when there are things affecting it, it creates time storms. These time storms then can affect certain points in time, but they can also be harnessed as energy by certain things. There's got to be a source that can harness that energy, and then it can utilize that energy to do something. It can be used to power something or produce something. Or the only time you've ever really come across, well, you've come across time zones quite a bit, but one of the biggest things was when you were in your 11th iteration, the eternity clock. Which the power of the eternity clock caused multiple time storms, but its energy actually came from vortex energy produced from time storms, but it then also created time storms, which caused more issues because they can hurt time itself, time and space, and cause damage.
So do I think then that a time storm may have caused the problem, or the fact that the time storm didn't continue its normal direction but was sucked up by
You could, from everything, you could surmise that someone has orchestrated this with these towers. They're tall enough to be a pylon for this kind of energy. You don't know how because you're not getting any readings. But yeah, that's about as far as I can give you in terms of what your brain and the rest. You can try
Well,
and.
Doctor, have you ever received mail in the TARDIS? The only other time that I could think of was a few episodes ago when we received mail from the Demon Carnival or whatever.
Did we receive mail in the
We
TARDIS from the
received,
Carnival?
yeah, we received the invite in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Because nothing should be able to get into the
That's what
TARDIS.
I thought too. And then remember at the end of that, the guy was like, "This was just the beginning."
Yeah, we're gonna kill you all. And I was like, yeah, I've heard that before. Maybe I shouldn't have been so flippant about it.
Nobody mentioned that to me until now.
You haven't been one of those. Can't tell you everything that we've ever done. That would
No,
be
but somebody recently is saying you're going to kill everyone in the TARDIS. I think, anyway.
somebody always wants to kill us for no reason at all. Oh, what to do? What to do? Why can't I figure it out? I raged like the doctor. Anybody got any ideas?
What's in the place of the towers? So right now they are completely
Um,
gone. What's in their place?
Zaki, you can do me a role because you might actually be able to fill in a gap because you are from the 51st century.
Humans are currently everywhere in the galaxy.
Everywhere in can you do me an ingenuity and knowledge roll? It's at 16.
Right. 16. I will need some help. I don't think I can reach that because that's 8. Oh no, I can. Yeah, 16 exactly with 1 6.
Okay, I will come to that in a second. I'm just going to make a note because it's been brought up in the chat. The greatest show in the galaxy, you have received in the past, the Doctor has received junk mail, which you have, but it's only been at specific times. It should never be able to happen.
Now gone for the psychic circus.
But it does happen. But it's very rare. And it has happened in a few times as well. But anyway, Zaki, the main thing that you know is time storms are chronometrological events, which means they can be used to time travel. And that is how they are mainly utilized.
Right. So I'm going to relay this to the doctor and to my compatriots. And this individual that has a vendetta against us, they probably use these killers, these anomalies, to travel through time and sabotage us somehow. What if it's that damn number 1 fan?
Well, I was just thinking, what if, even if he did it accidentally?
Yeah, he traveled, he collected all the items, he left these distortions in the past. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, he and his only friends are and only his friends and his wife were the only normal people that weren't smiling and creepy.
But none of this really seems like a trick or a trap. It seems like his part in it is just that these things happen to him and he's never understood quite why. So maybe he's just being used, but used by who? He's some sort of focal point they're concentrating on in an effort to do us harm.
And as a note, also, as you notice, the more you go into the past, the more damage these obviously towers are doing because they're getting
whatever it is,
bigger.
the ripple is heading backwards in time. So we have to move forward to the point where it starts and stop it there, just like in Star Trek.
In what?
It's a TV show from...
Oh, it's probably quite old for my time.
So can you just pick me up again in like 6 weeks after I've been like carefully medicated on an artificial beach? Because I feel wrecked. And I might be able to contribute more if you just like loop me around after, I don't know, just a Russian bath, anything.
Yeah.
Face drugs.
Well, there's the TARDIS. Well, you can use that anytime.
The TARDIS might have a
Near the
spa, who
pool.
knows?
Does it have a mini TARDIS in it so I can spend a couple years in there recovering? Maybe a good.
You don't want a TARDIS in a TARDIS. You get
You
into
do
the
not want a
Doctor's territory
TARDIS.
there.
Yes.
Although it worked for Chronotis, but
So what is your plan?
So we assume the anomaly came from the place where we got the letter from. But then why were they already dead for so long that they'd dissolved into nothingness?
Oh, we had just talked to him from downstairs.
Uh-huh.
Can I
It's
look
almost-
up Matt in this present timeline that we are currently in?
Well, you're in the 51st century at the minute,
He doesn't exist anymore.
but you can because
very old.
you do find a Matt Sanderson in the 51st century
Okay.
who is married to a Tiff Sanderson
That's
and
weird.
lives in a giant manor house just
With
outside
space
of Milton
chickens.
Keynes.
With space chickens.
On new Earth.
Perfect. Fetch that address. We are going there.
You have an idea?
Well,
Let's
the
follow
thing
it.
is, you're already there,
Oh,
which you find bizarre.
Mhm.
Okay.
yeah. So I think we should go. Oh, wait a minute. We're right there. Yeah. So my theory, to put everyone in team, is if he's the originator, he's from the future. He's not from the past. So he probably traveled backwards from this point to the past. Um, let's have a chit chat with the new Sir Matthew Sanderson.
Unoriginative naming. Yeah.
I know, right?
All right. Let's go talk to him.
Who goes outside first?
I'll go outside first.
Oh, you are Bronte. You arrived.
Matt, what's up?
I got a phone call. I need your help.
Matt, your friends are dead.
Matt, come in
No.
here and tell us.
I just got onto the.
Yeah, come on inside the TARDIS and tell us.
I'm just gonna give him 1,000-yard stare.
He just stops.
So you're happy to see us, but you have some aversion to coming inside the TARDIS?
What's become of you, Matt?
Nothing's
become of you?
Nothing's become of me. And then he just steps into the TARDIS.
Oh,
Oh. Why did
Nothing's
we let
become
him
of
in?
me. What's become of all of you? You all seem very worried, very scared, very.
It's been a rough few hours. Oh, what was the phone call you got?
No, Scott, he was in trouble. He was in lots of trouble. You need to, and then he just goes out of the TARDIS. He's in lots of trouble. He said there were people watching him, and they were going to hurt him.
And this was Scott calling from where and when? And who were the people?
From his place in London. He said the people full of light were coming for him.
31 centuries ago. Yeah.
What are you on about? We're in the present.
No, this is 51, the 51st century.
Everyone's present is somebody's present.
No, it's happening again.
What's
Good.
happening again?
I've pulled myself into another. Oh, I just need to wake up. I just need to wake up. His hands are twitching and everything. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
How's the waking up going?
It's all good. It's all good.
Is it?
I'll go get Tiff and I'll make a cup of tea. I'll sit on my nerves. It's fine.
We prefer, well, this doctor prefers coffee.
Yes, I'll get you coffee.
I actually
Fine.
prefer an extract of certain berry that won't be discovered for,
Yes,
well, a couple thousand years in one direction or another.
I'm going to go. But you know his house layout. He doesn't walk the kitchen way. He walks the left instead. The kitchen's on the right.
I'm going to follow him into the house.
I'm gonna go
Look,
to where the kitchen originally was.
Okay, right. Okay, we're right. I need to. So
We're
Bronte is
splitting
going to the
apart.
right.
They didn't conquer. Mhm.
All right. Bronte's going to the right. The Doctor and Zaki are going to the left after him. Harry and Lauren.
There a couch I can collapse onto?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to collapse onto a couch and weep gently.
Okay. Harry.
Think I'm gonna go through the exhibit again. See if I can find something.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll leave Lauren sleeping. That's fine. We'll go to Bronte first because that'll be a little sweet little step as Bronte goes to the kitchen. Because the kitchen is there. And Tiff's in there making tea and coffee.
Ah,
But all the cups are out as if she knew you were all here, but you didn't see Matt come in here to tell her.
I see you anticipated our arrival.
No, Matt came and told me.
I'm gonna run through the door that would like sort of make a circle
Okay.
and see if I can find Matt.
Well, you'll do a circle, you'll find Lorian on the couch. The other two have gone on, so I'll go to the other two then. Um, Doctor and Zaki, you follow Matt as he's walking. He seemingly is like scraping well, he's not seemingly, he is. He's scraping his hand against the wall, and he then reaches a door. He opens the door and then closes it behind him.
we can't go through the door before he closes it.
It's sort of like because you're not right behind him, you're just a bit, but he kind of closes it quickly behind him. Like he didn't
Okay.
look behind him to know that you two were there. He just
Well, then when he closes the door, we'll walk up and look at it for a moment and then try to open the door.
yeah, you open a door and it just leads to some stairs that go down. And it's very dark.
Right, he go down the stairs.
Go down the stairs, you know.
I'll turn on my flashlight and start going down after him.
Okay.
I'm close by the doctor.
Harry, I'm going to come to Harry then while you're going down these stairs. Harry, you are walking along the exhibit and you bump into Matt.
Ah, hello there. Um, I'm just wondering, because you say you've got lots of exploits here from our previous adventures. Have you got hold of the time ring that the doctor was given on our trip to Skaro?
Uh, I just need to look through my database. I've got so many things that I can't always remember off the top of my head. Um, Sorry, I was on my way to get tea and coffee for you guys, but I had to just go get something quickly.
Oh,
That's
okay,
all.
no worries. I mean, I'll have a look around if you don't mind as well. So, you
Yeah,
know,
just give me a second. I just need to check my data pad and and what are you doing? Are you just gonna keep looking around?
yeah,
You
looking
notice
around,
loads of
seeing
you
anything
see the
else.
long scarf.
I remember that one. Madame Nostradamus knitted it for
You bring lots of memories.
him.
It all floods back, all your memories with your travels. Um,
Witty little
but
critter.
yeah, you don't know you've traveled with the Doctor long enough. You've known him. You've learnt a lot through unit. Something isn't right. There's everything appears normal. Everything appears legitimate, but it just doesn't feel right to you.
Mm.
And he
Like,
says, "Oh, I do have one. Yes.
oh, mind if I borrow it for a moment or two?
Yeah." And he goes to the drawer where it is and brings it out.
You know, I always wanted to keep this the first time round. Thing vanished before I could get a chance to keep it. I'm gonna wander back to find the dock and see if I see potentially a plan with this thing.
Okay. Yeah, this time ring, it looks a bit different to the other ones that you've noticed. Um, I don't know. I just feel it. What? It's a bit worn and scratched, and it just feels different. Like it's got a different energy to it.
It doesn't have like BBC Incorporated stamped on the inside or
Oh
anything.
no, 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 no. But yeah, you go searching for the doc and Zaki.
Mhm.
I'll go to Bronte. Bronte, you look around and yeah, you eventually bump into Matt as he's about to enter the kitchen.
Ah, Matt, you're going back in the kitchen, huh?
Yeah, so I had to just go do something, so I'm just
Uh-huh, yeah. Did you know we were coming before we arrived?
no, how could I know that?
Never mind. That's totally cool. What were you doing before, if you don't mind me asking?
I was just doing things.
What? Can you be a little bit more specific?
He just stares at you blankly.
I'm gonna stare back.
And then you blink. And then there's just clothes in front of you.
Oh,
And Harry,
bye, Matt.
at that moment that's happened, you kind of turn back, and the map that was with you, there's now just clothes there.
I'm sure this means something, but I'm too dim to realize what it is. Yeah, I'm probably going to pick up the pace a bit quicker, just in case there's something invisible around here.
Okay. I might say that you bump into Bronte now. You kind of cross paths, and well, Lorian's deceased. Well, not deceased, but might as well be on the sofa, probably passed out, crying. Um, but Bronte's got some clothes in front of her as well.
Oh, he's gone now. Harry, he's not here anymore.
What, the doctor isn't here?
No, Matt. He's just gone. He's
No,
gone now.
yeah, I point back over my shoulder towards the pile, wherever in the direction where I've run from.
I will point towards the pile right in front of me.
You know, I'm really sure this means something, but I'm too dim to realize what it is.
Concur.
What was that meter of yours called again? I think the
The
dial's coming up
fuck
there.
no meter.
Yeah.
This bodes poorly. You know what? I'm gonna try to see if I can resurrect Matt with my mind, like I did with the other clothing people.
Okay, I need a ingenuity and intuition from you,
Got it.
and it's 20, no 19 difficult.
All right. Just there's no chance I could pass that, so I failed.
Okay,
Not
well
with
there is
any
a,
ones. No ones.
there is a
No
chance.
ones.
You could
Okay,
roll
that's
two.
okay.
You could roll two sixes.
Yeah.
So 1 in 36 chance.
Well, I got a 2 and a 5, so
That's a not double six.
yeah, that's not double sixes.
I know you could use um
Sure, I'll use
Just tell me.
points. I'll use points. I have 7. A total of 7, and I have
You'd only need 2 to get to barely because you're at a no. You've got no ones or sixes. So
yeah. I'll get to barely then.
yeah. So yeah, it hurts, and you're going to lose one attribute of your point of your choice, so you can lose it from wherever you want.
All right. Well, that brings me to 5 conditions. And I'm gonna lose a point of awareness.
Okay, so this will
I only
send you
have
to a
one stat
fantastic
left.
place.
Or sorry, I have
Yeah.
2 stats left.
Yes, I'm playing very loose with these because in reality, yes, things would things would happen, but we're playing loose with these. You you notice there's now a skeleton in front of you, but there's something odd about these skeletons. The more you actually focus on it, the more you realize, and you don't know how, because surely the doctor scans or any of your scans would have picked it up. But the skeletons seem to be made out of plastic.
You're not real. You're a fucking phony.
And you don't know how you've not noticed it.
Does it look like a movie prop or a TV prop?
You, you don't know.
I'm gonna look
But
around for cameras.
its arm springs up and it starts to move towards you and Harry. Harry, you just see the sleeve roll up and start to move towards you.
How are you doing that without tendons? But in the meantime, I'll go grab Bronte and try and get the hell out of there.
Oh yeah, there's the camera somewhere. It's somewhere around here.
Okay,
Somewhere around here.
I will get you both to do a roll, but just in a second. Just to run the fuck away. But I'll do that in a second. We'll go to the doctor and Zachy, as they go down the deep, dark staircase. You guys keep going down. And Doctor, as you're going down, do me a ingenuity and intuition roll. Or ingenuity and knowledge. It's up to you.
22.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be fun. It, whatever I'd set out, it'd be fun. So you go down and you're just like, what is something's not right. So you've got your Sonic out. Because I knew you'd get your Sonic out anyway, because you've been throughout this entire thing, you've been very scanny and yeah. So you get down
Wow.
and it feels weird when you're down here. Like you've not crossed to anywhere, but it feels different down here, like lighter, and like it doesn't feel like there's an. It's hard to explain how it just feels different. It's the best way, and you actually start getting some readings because, for purposes of this, we're just going to say your thing can your Sonic is nice, handy tool of and it can actually keep logs of everything that you have scanned. It's
Yeah.
a very up to date because you've got three. Look, you've got three in one. Anything could happen, and it's like it's just caught up with itself basically. All your readings have just caught up with itself. So you've got like a little pager like dial along your Sonic, and it just like humanoid plastic entity detected. But it didn't obviously say that out loud, but it's just saying on.
Right. Uh, I'll scan it around. Do I see Matt?
When you get down, you're now down at the bottom of wherever the stairs is. It's pitch black down here.
Okay. Well, except my sonic's giving off
Oh,
light.
except from the slight light of your sonic. Yeah, you see a standing up pile of clothes in the corner. Very faint though, because your light is very faint.
Doctor, what's happened?
I think we've got plastic men. I think I just lost my
Oh,
sound.
Hmm. Oh, what have we got?
plastic man.
Plastic man.
So they're disintegrating because they're plastic people and they're just self-destructing.
Which
So at that point, I'm just going to bump into Zachary in the Zachy in the dark and say, "Go back up, go back up. They're artificial."
Yeah,
you
yeah. I can't see anything.
you turn round and the stairs are gone.
Um, Doctor, I'm afraid we will not be able to join the others. It appears that there is no more access to the ground floor.
Um, I am going to ramp up the light power on my light up the whole room. Is there any way out?
There's a door. There's just one door, and it's a
Let's head
blue
over.
door. It's painted like the front of your TARDIS.
All right, let's head over there and see what's going on.
As you head to it, it says ha 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 on the front of it.
Oh, you mean it's written on there?
Yeah, on the front. Ha, ha, ha. But it's just a door. It's a door. It's not. You'd know if it was your TARDIS. It's just a door. It's
All right. Who's doing this? Show yourself. You've been very careful to be hiding in the shadows, but I want to know who you are.
the
Quit
door.
playing around.
The door swings open, and a light flicks on. And in the room, and actually the stairs appear. Zach will notice that the stairs reappear. And in the room, there are 5 dead bodies in a circle, all attached to some form of wiring and machinery. And in this room, there's like vats of liquid.
Do I recognize any of it?
It looks like liquid plastic. But the if it's just by like scanning or whatever, before all of them match the signs of the 5 friends altogether, one being Matt himself. However, there's something a little off about Matt.
Heard that a lot.
But I'll come back to that in a second. We'll go to Lorien first before I go to Harry and Bronte.
Doctor, you've been gone for a while. I've soaked the arm of this couch with my tears. I hate this a lot. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Suck it up, Lorian.
Doctor? Doctor? Hello?
Lorien, this is where you realize that Bronte and like Sully and Harry are kind of slowly creeping out of the room as there's like there's one walking set of clothes. Well, actually, there's 2 because now the one from the kitchen has come out as well, which You didn't know there was one in the kitchen, but there is now.
Or are there them carrying tea or coffee?
Yes, that has a tray of tea and coffee in their hand. But
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna take a cup of coffee and I'm gonna have a sip, and then I'm gonna shove the whole tray through that ghost clothing bullshit because I'm done.
um, I don't even need Harry or Bronte to do a roll anymore to run away because Lorian's sort of
Distraction.
distracted. However, Lorian, you do find two hands touch. Well,
Ah,
it you can't see the hands, but you can feel them.
consent. Safe word. Who is it?
Can you do me a roll of some kind, which I just need to figure out what it is for a second. Can you do me coordination and conflict for me?
Oh,
And you are
that's
matching what I roll, which is a 16. So you need to either get a 16 or a
yeah, that is not possible. I have a coordination currently reduced to 2 and a conflict of 0 to begin with, but I rolled no ones, so I
that's
have a
always good.
7.
Okay. Um, yeah, you feel like a shock going through you, and you end up unconscious. We'll just say that you end up unconscious, so we don't have to take any more steps away from you. We'll say you go unconscious,
Ah,
and then the two but the other you two will actually see that Lorian's skin's a little bit paler, and the two clothes have now the hand and that has started to become a bit more visible.
he's dead.
And this amalgamated face of one is of the of like Stuart, who you've never seen before, but you know, like just for purposes, one looks like Tiff, the one that had the tray. And it's all just wrapped around and warped, and they're coming for you with their arms out. You run.
With them running like hell.
On that note, with a knocked out Lorian and a running Bronte and Harry, we go back to the Doctor and Zaki. Oh, actually, we won't. I'm going to come to Bronte and Harry again very quickly. You run, you keep running, and you enter another sitting room. Because then it just gives us a nice little crossfade to these two if I end here. You enter the sitting room, you run away. Because to be fair, Lorien kept him distracted enough for you to be to have some distance. And you enter the sitting room, and Matt is in there as well. It's like, huh, you two are here. Things have invaded my house.
Yep, they're back that way. Continue running.
God. And he closes the door and he's like, help me with this bookcase.
I hate to say this because the real Matt is in this game, but I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Hell, I would punch me in the face. Yeah.
I'm gonna punch him. I'm sorry.
You're going to punch him in the face. Okay, we're going to cut to Doctor and Zaki at this point because this might be this will be a good little switch around. So Doctor and Zaki, the map that you see is not what the map you've been seeing looks like. So this person on the floor has the vitals for Matt Sanderson, but it's got a completely different face.
Something more pleasant, I hope. Does it look like they're attached to the machine and the machine is drawing
It looks like the machine's just drawing from their lifeless, gone bodies.
And they are definitely dead and not just asleep.
They're definitely dead.
Then I'm going to destroy the machine with the sonic.
Okay.
I'm going to short it out.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you to roll, but this is more to see the damage done rather than anything in particular. Can you do me a ingenuity and technology roll, please?
What am I supposed to hit? I got a 19.
Oh yeah. 19. Did you say? Did
19,
you say you
yeah.
got? Yeah, that'll be fine. Um. So yeah, you do that, and it starts to short circuit, and things start to spark and disconnect, and there's some sounds, some rumbling sounds, and then the plastic starts to seep out of the machines, and yeah, that's sort of that, and for them anyway, like the machines don't seem to work. You scan and they're not working anymore. They're not functioning. Nothing's draining out of the people on the floor. But the thing that concerns you is you finally see the photo that you had of them is no longer grayed out, and it's of all five of the friends, and they all match the five people on the floor. And the Matt Sanderson on the floor is completely different to the Matt Sanderson you've been communicating with, talking to.
The stairs back.
The stairs are back, yeah.
Okay. Machine's fried. Let's run upstairs and see the others.
As you run up the stairs, just for a bit of creative liberty here, Lorian's sort of somehow woken up in a dazed state and got to Zaki and the doctor at the top of the stairs, maybe just out of sheer plot convenience, just so you're all together. And that is when the three of you would probably see the door at the end of the corridor slam shut, which correlates to Bronte and Harry in the room with Matt Sanderson.
Probably Bronte smacking me in the face.
Well, yes, Bronte smacking Matt in the face. But you two will also witness that you three will witness that the clothes things just dropped to the floor. So whatever you did worked.
So we're done. The towers, we can home, please.
So are we all together now?
No, only you, Lorian, and Zaki. The other two are behind the other door, but all you saw was the door was shut. You didn't actually see who's the other side of that door.
Can we open the door?
You got to walk a little while. It's right at the end of the corridor, but yeah, once you get there, you can't because there's something blocking it.
Can we hear them on the other side?
You will do, because then I can now jump back to them two as the punch has happened.
Thanks for the coffee. I brought a knuckle sandwich.
And then Matt's just humans think they're so clever.
If I can hear the laughter, I'm going to try to open the door with the sonic screwdriver and go, oh, wood, the one thing that I can't do a damn thing with.
If we hear that cry from the other side of the door, though, I'll see if I can elbow the bookcase out the way and try and get the door open.
Do me a strength roll with a strength roll with any of your conflict-based rolls, because any doesn't
Can
matter which ones, because they all correlate together in 2e.
Like,
So
Does
can't
fighting
I
count?
just say
yeah.
+5 target.
Sorry, Zaki, I didn't hear you.
can't I fastly zap out of existence both the door and the bookcase?
Uh, yes, you can.
And and I don't know, in some sort of comic relief, I imagine that Lieutenant Harry prepares while they just go away, just pop out
We
of
could say yeah. Harry prepares to, and then it just disappears.
Well, I did get a 6 on my roll, so potentially it's like, just flying past comically.
We could say that happens, and that means you're all there. As Matt Sanderson is just laughing, like holding
It's
his
not the
stomach.
real Matthew Sanderson.
Shoot him, Zach. Just shoot him with the gun.
We don't shoot people with guns, but I will try to deactivate the plastic. Is it an auton?
No, but now your sonic is working. You notice something a bit different about this person.
What is it?
Well, you notice there's some beating that's a bit different to what a human should have. A similar beating that you have yourself.
A
What?
Time Lord?
And just starts laughing. Oh, it took you this long.
But that's impossible.
Can
No,
anyone tell me what's going on?
he's just playing tricks on you. You've got bigger fish to fry, my oldest friend.
You can't be the master. You can't be a Time Lord because you've already killed yourself.
Because I am your oldest friend.
Once again, punching him.
It doesn't matter.
Come on, we got 5 people. Let's beat the shit out of this guy.
Everybody get back to the TARDIS.
Before you can get to the TARDIS, before you even think about it, the Master is laughing. Which, yeah, some of you might, the people who know Doctor Who might be a bit confused why the Master is here. I have taken some of my own creative liberties, but obviously at the time when I actually made this, certain things hadn't transpired. So yes, there's some liberties here, but he is laughing, and then all of a sudden, you floating in midair with a little umbrella, another Time Lord.
Missy.
Mary Poppins?
Yeah, a little bit of reference to how they used to just crop up back in the day. And he just stares at you and the Master, and it's just like, we've got bigger fish to fry. Doctor, I've inputted some coordinates into the TARDIS for you. I need you to follow those coordinates. It's a matter of life or death.
Everybody get back in the TARDIS.
As for you, looks at the Master, why? Why are you working with him? And Master just keeps laughing. I will deal with him, Doctor. You carry on. You're going to have to pay a visit to a planet. You might not want to go there, but I need you to go to Skara.
Okay.
That's a small
And
Scottish island, right?
The birthplace of the Daleks.
And as the master is laughing, you guys saved you stopped the autumn, you stopped the machines, so that's why I could skim through that bit a little bit. Yeah, that is where that will end, basically. You go to the TARDIS, that's set up for the next thing that you will do.
For next week.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's next, I don't know when it is, but for the next episode. Yeah,
Actually, it's the week after, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, after all of this, Zaki will go to the beaches. will
Yes.
will take a departure, and it's like, Doctor, I think I had enough adventures to finally understand. You helped me find my inner peace with all of this chaos from the outside. So I'm going to hug everyone, and I'm going to want to be left off in a resort to relax.
You can just travel yourself to.
Then I'm just going to be polite and travel myself.
Yes. For potentially he's still alive, so one day, maybe one day, Zaki will return to this doctor. But yes, there were some. This story is an auton, as Matt has figured out in the chat. I sort of ripped off a bit of Terror of the Autons just with my own little twist on it, with a few extra bits and bobs thrown in to try throw people off, which I definitely threw Matt off. So basically, what happened is the Master, for those who don't know, we don't really know where the Master is currently in the current Doctor Who timeline. We assume he might be in a tooth that was found on the ground.
Yeah.
So we are assuming the Master is still alive in the current timeline. So that is why I still went ahead and used the Master for this, because I could have changed
He's like
it to
the
something
evil
else.
version of Doctor Who.
Yes, he's his childhood friend or their childhood friend. He's not the evil, but he just
It's
ended
never
up.
been really super clarified, so we don't know.
He's not the
No,
Valiant, which is the evil version of the Doctor.
Yes, the Valiant is the definite evil version of Doctor Who. So in this story, the Master basically has decided to harness the power of time storms to affect time and space itself to draw you guys out, really, just to mess with the Doctor, because and he also wanted to raise his old army of Autons because he's sick of using Cybermen, so he's gone back to his old ways. Which is trying the Autons, and he's decided to harness time storms. But the problem with time storms is they can be used as time travel. They're very unpredictable, and so he had to make pylons, but he couldn't. So he had to make them at a certain point, but he couldn't allow it to move forward. They had to move backwards because there'd be less modern technology to interfere with them the further back they go, so they become more powerful, so he can produce more autons through them, because the energy of the time storms are affecting these bell towers, but they're not really bell towers, they're just plastic containers, well, containers producing plastic. The bells are going off to deter people from doing anything for them. So it's slowly corrupting time and space and disrupting people's memories and conditions. And all the smiling people, everything, the people forgetting things, that's because they were the plastic versions of themselves. They were fake replicas of themselves. That's why the memories were disappearing. And even though you're not plastic, Harry wasn't plastic, the waves from these towers were affecting you because you were having doubts because you were like, hang on a minute, I don't remember this through my history. So the waves play on that because it's messing with history. And so your brain's almost thinking you are, you're one of them rather than, but you're not. So he was just trying to raise an army of Autons.
I was having flashbacks to Mordred Undead, thinking the whole going backwards through time was screwing up companions.
Yes.
That was where my head was going.
So I have, just as I did for the last one, lots of little references to throw anyone off who knew Doctor Who. But yeah, it's a good old-fashioned twist on a Master Auton storyline because you know what? The Master only knows how to use two things, Autons and Cybermen.
And Bok.
Are those cheetah people?
Yes.
Yes, and yes. Right, sure. He just uses people.
Yeah. All right, cool. Our players included Matthew Sanderson, Max Meltzer, David Gasway, Victor Grau, and myself with Josh Harwood as the game master. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members. You can set up private games and learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you would like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the Doctor Who role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.